The stream is live. Be sure to share it to everybody. What's going on, kids? What's up and what's happening? It is Pete. Welcome to a special edition of the Pit. Now, you guys have been here before with me, and you've been here with this crew with me before, but lots of things are happening and lots of things are going on, and we are going to be here with the Naked Cannibal Camper crew, the guys from RMD Comics, David, Vincent, Javier. Vero's going to be here. A little bit later, Phil's going to be here. He's taking care of he's on crazy man duty right now, so we're going to let him handle his business. But we got lots of stuff going on. We got lots of stuff planned for you. Really quickly, though, since this is my first stream back since going through some stuff, I want to very quickly, though, say a couple things, and then we're going to get the party started, all right? First, I want to say thank you to everyone. My family and I would like to thank everyone for their support, well wishes, messages, and just everything that they had in our time right now. In case anybody doesn't know, I recently lost my dad, and it was really tough. It was about 2 weeks ago now, and it's been weird. It's really, I'm probably not even halfway through getting, I'm probably not anywhere near through getting over it or anything with it, and I don't think you ever do. But the good news is, and a lot of you who are out there right now, a lot of you actually, like a whole lot of you, have been incredibly supportive and incredibly helpful, and not just, oh, we feel bad and that's it. Like, you guys have been right in it. Every messages, phone calls, texts, visits. I appreciate you guys more than you'll ever know. I can never repay you guys, and it's really kept me going. Now, that's where the sad part ends now. Part of my dad was that he was the hardest working person I ever knew. I get my work ethic from him. So I knew that eventually I was going to have to start streaming again. I was going to have to start drawing and painting again. I was going to have to start getting things done again. And that's why it's actually really cool that my first stream back from everything is going to be with this crew, because this crew, I think, epitomizes to me what the comic book industry, what the indie comic book industry should be and what it needs to be. A team, people that want to work together, people that have fun together. Not any of this catty nonsense that I see from a couple people out there. None of this, just good. Let's make something quality. Let's make something fun. Let's, make something that we want to make. And then I'm just going to bring everybody on. I know now I'm going to bring, that's Javier right here, my friend. Vince is there. Love the shirt.
Thank you.
Oh, wait, hold on. I'm just gonna, yeah, this is one of my prized possessions. So I will, see, because that's one of my prized possessions. And that is original 1970s vinyl right there. So that is one of my prized possessions right there. So that'd be a kick out of it. How are you, gentlemen? I can't hear you. Oh, I have you muted. Shit. Sorry, buddy. My bad. I had David on with me before, and then my Wi-Fi shit the bed, and I lost David, so I don't know where he is now. I don't think he's noticed. So, David, where are you? So I'll message him. But how are you guys? How you doing? Lots of things going on.
All right, Javier, go ahead.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm doing great, man. I'm working from home. I'm drawing on the weekends. I got a new personal goal that I want to achieve in the next 2 years. That's pretty aggressive, actually, and I'm gonna need everybody's help to achieve it. I mean, I'll put my part in producing excellent work, and hopefully, everybody will join in on the ride and enjoy it. How about you, Vincent?
That's fantastic.
Hey, man, I got to tell you, I've enjoyed everything I've seen of your work, Javier, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you got coming up.
That's exciting. I'm kind of exciting. Yeah. The hardest working man in indie comics.
Well, he's got the chops. I mean, I've really enjoyed his stuff, and looking forward to everything else he can dream up.
We're waiting for David to come back in, so please chit chat. Let's start.
Right, well, I've just I've been staying super busy.
Good.
One of my problem is that I care too much, and it seems I have a hard time telling people no, and I get myself overextended on a few things, and so it kind of bogs me down, and I hate the idea of putting myself behind the 8 ball but I do that every once in a while, and
Yeah.
so I feel like
Yeah.
I'm kind of digging myself out of a hole here
Yep.
recently. But hey, being busy is a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have. Now, it's funny you say that. You just brought back a really cool memory. I had somebody jump. Ah, there he is. The diva has made it. There he is.
Long
um,
gone the form
it-
of man, I summoned Davidson.
I am
and
here.
it's funny, Vincent. You say my first New York Comic Con, I had no idea what to expect. What to expect? We were in a small 8x6 little hole on the main thoroughfare of the Javits, which
Right.
you can imagine is just madness. It was the first Comic Con that I've ever done. So, of course, I would do the biggest in the world. I was just doing little art shows and stuff in bars and pop up graffiti events and pop up art events. Never, no, nothing, anything bigger than like 100 people. Now I'm doing like 100,000 person show. Okay, cool. And I started taking commissions and blah, 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 taking stuff home. I didn't sleep for 4 days. I was behind the whole time.
Yep.
I was like, oh my god, this is crazy. Fast forward 7 years or so, I know I'm getting offers. I'm getting offers for a couple character designs and some private stuff and commission stuff. But there are certain things that I have been like the bigger projects. I've found myself like, listen, right now, especially right now with everything going on, I'm like, I can't. Like, I just got a gentleman, Alan Johnson, who does Kajar and Kajari, a fantastic book, fantastic human being. I'm doing a pinup for him, a cover for him, because he had originally asked me to do, he wanted me to do, because he loves my stuff, he wanted me to do sequentials for him. And I said, listen, right now I am not in the headspace to do sequentials, and they would be terrible. Like, I knew that right off the bat, and I think that's important for any artist to know that. And like, no, I could have taken it and gotten the money and given him something, and it probably would have been okay. But I wouldn't have felt right about it. And I'm like, I also have enough other things on my plate that I would end up just ruining everything. So I'm like, bro, let me just do a cover, and then we'll talk later about maybe I'll do a side story for you or something, a mini or something. Because if I do the sequentials for you right now, I'll just fuck them up.
Yeah, it
Oh,
takes you got to have the right character to be able to say no to project like that. It's very tempting to be like, yeah, let's take the money, let's get to work, but you understand your workload, and that way you can respectfully decline people in a way that they understand. It's not anything about your project. It's not about you. It's just I'm not going to give you my best work, and you deserve my best work if you're paying.
exactly. And you got to communicate that. That's why I never really used it up until like 3 years ago. But the word transparency, I love it. Like being completely transparent and telling people. And that's actually one of the things I really liked when David approached me about being part of this crew. He's like, listen, this is what I can do. This is what we can do. And this is what I want from you. And I told him, okay, but I'm extra. So I'm going to do extra things. And I'm going to be, and I'm going to do all the stupid, crazy things that we're doing. And we're going to take a real quick opportunity. Ah, thank you. We're going to welcome Mr. Verl McDavid in the room. Yay.
Hey,
He probably
guys.
has 3 million new motion comics for us to look at. But we're going to talk about that in a second.
We
I'm
got
going
a
to.
surprise to tell you, right, David? We got McDavid. We got a surprise to tell him, right? That we're
Possibly.
gonna possibly.
Possible. We'll worry about that.
Possibly.
I have a surprise. Now that the gang's all here, I wanted to save this. I know we were talking before, David. I want to talk about a surprise.
Wait. Hold on. If Chris Hall's listening, join in.
I had him
Anybody
in. I had Chris Hall in the chat. He
Yeah.
never responded, but he's more than welcome. I sent the link. He's more than welcome to follow the link. I sent the link to Phil, but Phil is, like I said, he's otherwise unfortunately occupied. He's in the land of make believe with the Pied Piper.
And Andrew, I don't know if he listens. He's our main colorist. If he wants to join in, please join in. Anybody part of the team join in. I sent a message out to the actresses to join in.
Anybody?
They're busy, but if they want to join in, they can join in.
I'm not a cheap old man. I'm not a cheap old man. I got the professional StreamYard. I can bring people in. It's going to be great. But I wanted to, now that this crew here is in, I wanted to make my announcement. And I know I got a few people listening, but if you guys want to share this out, for anybody who's listening during the duration of this stream, I'm going to make an offer. First off, Mr. Brad purchased the original watercolor piece that I had done. Okay, but I had made prints of it, and I did fulfill that, and they all went out to the people who subscribed during that first stream that we did. I mailed them all out. The guy at the post office hated me, but I got them all out. I walked in with a big stack of shit, and he was pissed. But I did. So what I did was I had made prints of that. I still have some extra. I have some prints of the Luna drawing that I did. I will be making prints of, this is the original of the, let's get this over here. This is the, for Mr. Mike Beckton, this is the Suki that I did. And I based it off Suki from True Blood. I thought that would be fun. So I'm going to make prints of this once my printer's ready to go. And then I'm going to make a couple prints, limited amount of these, just for this offer that I'm putting out right now. And this is the original. I am offering for everybody who's watching this stream, if you message me or comment, get us in the comments here, or you message me on Facebook or whatever, and you talk to me real quick and be like, hey, I'd love to take part of that. I will send you all four prints, the skulls, Suki, the watercolor, Luna. I will send you all four prints, and I will do my convention pricing, which is I'll do 4 prints for $20 for you, just for this stream going on right now, and maybe for like an extra $5 in shipping because I'm gonna have to wrap them up real nice. But that's it. That's like a super convention deal, and I'm doing that for anybody watching the stream right now, or if you tell your friends and jump in. I don't care how many of you it is. Come on in and do it, and then we're gonna drop some links for a bunch of other stuff. But now that we have the crew together, how's everybody doing? You doing okay?
By the offer, so I'm doing good, but that's
all right. I shock you. I wanted to shock you with that one.
I'm thinking about ordering it myself.
Look, look, before everything went crazy, I've been super busy. I was super busy just doing all sorts of crazy nonsense. But I was always had this project, and I was like, okay, now I'm waiting to see. I want to see Return to Sender 2. Like, I can't wait. But before we jump on that, because we are going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about what Vero's doing, and we are going to talk about Javier's doing. I have had some questions that people have asked me on the side, and I want to talk about these first. So this is a David and a Vincent question, okay? And I know you answered it to me earlier in online in the chat, but this is for the fans. So if we can give them the professional fan answer. Where are we with the Kickstarter books? I know some things have gone out, some things haven't gone out. I know all that stuff. So if you guys want to, boom, there's some. Hold on, keep holding that up, David. I know you're strong, so you can hold it up for a while. Keep holding it up. There you go. Return to Sender coming soon.
Sender 2.
But we're going to talk about the Naked Cannibal Campers 1. We're going to talk about fulfillment. We're going to talk about when you guys think that's going to happen and what's going on with all that and when the fans can expect everything. And remember, we're not holding anybody to anything because crazy shit has happened. But talk to me, guys. What's going on with the books?
You want to start, Vince, or you want me to, or what do you want to do?
One thing that is going on, I'm holding David up a little bit. I have one page left to turn in of artwork, which I'll be finishing up tomorrow, and I'm not 100% certain when, how long it's going to take for that to be colored and get back to us, and then compile everything once it's been everything's been lettered. So I'm not sure about production lag on that, but I do have one page that I'm finishing up, and I'm kind of I'm holding Dave up a little bit with that.
Not really, but we're like right level. And I'll just quickly show you the last page. That's it. That's all you get to see. That's the last page. What? It's almost done. It'll be done. I know. I can't show you because it leads to the next book, so I can't show you. But it's done. That's
a tease. Done. That's what's called a tease in the business.
I mean, it's just like
that's Dave's middle name.
What? Okay.
Okay.
That's it. So it's leading into the next book a little bit. So we want to kind of tease it off a little bit. So I want to show you it all, but that's the last page.
Huge tease.
All the other pages are colored. All the other pages are colored. Just that Vince page, my page. It should be colored it should be sent off to the colors this weekend. The middle of the week or less, it should be sent to the letterist. Hopefully by the end of beginning of next week, we should be sending it off to the printers. So we're like this close. And we want to apologize for everybody. I know we said a month ago we'd be all ready, but we're going to send out a free gift for everybody in their whoever purchased the comic books, we're sending out a free gift. We're sending a RMD Comics coaster. So you can, when you drink your beer watching a movie or reading a comic book, you can have a coaster so you won't mess up your nice wood
That's pretty nifty.
There
That
we
would
go.
be useful right now, man.
Of course, you're getting one, of course, and getting the set of the dominoes.
Wait, there's
Javier
more.
Loco is getting a set of dominoes. I got them.
Thank you,
I
sir.
got them right over there. And then I got the movies. I got the movies.
Yay.
I got hold on. I got magnets. I got stickers.
But wait, there's more.
There's more. I got freaking all the cards. I got to cut them myself though.
I'm going to help you. Well, no, I can't. I can't get to it. I have two cutting machines, not machines. I mean, I still have to do the work myself, but I have two cutting things that save me. So I got the old school. You remember from school, the big one? I got one of the. I got a small. I actually have a smaller one. It's
Dude,
about.
be careful. That's real close to your
got it
face.
right? That's really close. Yeah, he's freaking me out with that. But yeah, I have one of those and I have another one. I love those things. Okay, so that's
horror movies. I'm sorry.
I know, right?
Oh, it happens.
There's already blood on the background. Don't be doing that. We don't need.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
But I got what else? I got all kinds of things coming. I mean, I got everything is here. All the extras are here, ready to go. I got those those 2 pages ready to go. We're ready to rock and roll.
Cool.
I mean, we're kind of new at this, but we're not. We're gonna rock and roll. We're gonna get this done so quick. I'm so excited. I really am excited. I'm like,
so it's moving forward then, which is cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no question.
I got them cut already.
That's cool. I did have a few, and it wasn't anybody that was angry or anything. I think one guy was angry, but then he sends me the wrong address for the thing that I gave him, and it's like, how do you send me the wrong address? You bitch. This guy cries to me about his stuff, and then he gives. I just don't know. I think it's just funny. I think it was a typo. It could have been my fault. I openly admit that. But no one's been angry. But I definitely had a few. So when is Cannibal Campers coming? I'm like, David's working 200 hours a week, and I think there was there's one more page that needed to be finished because I think David ate it, so it'll be out in a few weeks. But everybody's like, okay, cool, can't wait. And people are definitely. But I did know that the dominoes were already in. I knew the tarot cards were already in. That's just a blank page, David. You can't show blank pages.
Well, look, the comic book is done.
I told everybody that the book was done. I told everybody that all the tchotchkes and all the extra stuff and all the stretch goals and stuff were done too. It's just a matter of putting everything together and getting it printed. And I'm going to be honest with you. I even played the COVID card.
That's the page.
I even played the COVID card. Like printing's taken a little extra because of COVID. I know just to get prints, it took me a little extra. So. And everybody was pretty cool about it. Everybody's pretty cool about it, so that's good. Now,
I had your friends.
We knew about the Kickstarter, and that was a monster success. Then you dived into something that I don't know anything about, really. I'm learning this too. Indiegogo, I had no idea what Indiegogo really was. I'm going to give a shout out and give a thank you to Larry from Niobe, who actually taught me a little bit about how Indiegogo works, and Travis, too, from Draw and Talk. The both of them, fountains of information, helped me out with that. So I kind of learned what that was. And then you guys went in and launched a successful Indiegogo, too. And I'm going to guess that that's all going to fulfill at the same time as the Kickstarter stuff. And it's all going to go out in one big, huge mailing.
Yes.
Right. We're correct. We were so excited. Vince actually is the Indiegogo master. So,
okay.
Yeah,
I'm nothing with that. I have no idea.
Yeah, he got on there and was a champ. I did a few things, and then he took it over and just ran like a champ. We were successful. We only asked for like $500. We got about $660 something. So we're successful in 2, not 1, but 2 crowdfunding facilities. We're excited. We just got our foot in the door. That's the first time in Indiegogo, and we're successful. So that's awesome.
Very cool. And I hear that's
Yeah,
not usually a thing.
congratulations.
That usually Indiegogo, sometimes people
It's
have
not.
a problem with.
We are so blessed because of you guys. I mean, you guys are awesome. We got Javier, we got McDavid, we got you, Pete, we got you, we got everybody. We got, I can't name them all. All the creators that are involved with this book is making it blow it up. It's everybody's talking about it. Everybody's excited about it, and it's because of you guys. Because if it wasn't for you guys, me and Vince are two nobodies.
See, it's funny. I'm going to stop you for a second.
Hey,
People know who Javier is. Okay, people know who Javier is. I believe in his circles, McDavid is fairly well known at least. David and Vince, people know who you guys are. I did a show just last month, and we joked about it because it's the community I'm in, the underground, unknown. I call us the unwashed art community, and just the I was just talking about you before off air, David, doing and before pop-ups. Like, okay, finding somebody who'll let us use and like you see a store for rent. It's like, hey, can we rent it for a week and do a pop-up art show? You know, okay, just don't break the walls. Okay, stuff like that, or all sorts of weird things like or art on the street or art this, blah blah blah. So I know all about being unknown. So when you get even just a little bit of success, when people who don't know who you are, it's like cool. So for you guys who you did have some success, you did work on riding the wave from the first Return to Sender, having the super success that Naked Cannibal Campers has to make you guys feel well. And I just want you to know you're not fucking unknown anymore. Just so you know, people know who you guys are. All right, and you're gonna. That's another reason why I kind of like being on the train here. It's like, oh, maybe I could do 2 pinups next time. Yay!
You got a bunch of pinups I want to put in there, but I just if we have to add pages.
I'm gonna look. I'm gonna keep banging stuff out, making your job, and I'm sure Javier and McDavid are gonna do the same. So.
You never know.
We could. I know. Oh, go ahead, Javier.
I'm sorry, David. I was thinking maybe we can do like an art of Naked, Cannibal Campers. Put it all together, have an art book out of it, a good 20, 30 pieces between fan art, our stuff. I mean, it's a way to get the community involved to see their stuff in print. You never know. That
God, that would be a sick.
Somebody's listening and want to do fan art book. I'm all for it. Let's do it. I mean, I'm all for it.
Shit, we should just do it ourselves and crowdfund it.
I'm serious. That'd be so cool.
That would be a lot of fun.
Put together a poster art book.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. That's what I'm thinking.
Yes.
I'm telling you, if you want to do it right,
Vince is right.
If you want to do it right, my buddy Jay Atramesser, who may be on later, he's on the road right now, so hopefully he'll be on a little later. His art book, which is out now, is fucking amazing, and it's this big hardcover thing, and it's just beautifully done with an embossed cover and everything. And that's let me tell you something. If we're gonna do an art book, let's do an art book. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yes,
we should definitely have a conversation. Hopefully, maybe in July in Florida. I don't know. We were just talking about that too. Daytona Comic Con, is that what it's called? Daytona Beach Comic Con.
September.
No, July. I know you guys are going to be there. I know you guys are going to be there because you're closer. It's not even the 2 things for me. It becomes being in New York. The COVID thing is a little bit difficult with the traveling and stuff like that. Even though I just got my second Pfizer. There it is.
Uh-oh.
No, it's okay. It's kicking my ass, but that's okay. The last 2 days sucked, but whatever. The travel, because to bring even for a con, to bring even half of my normal con setup, I still need it. I'm gonna have to pay for it on a plane. And that's a little because I'm not driving. Like I normally drive, even like we drove to Chicago, which kind of sucked because it was in the winter. And if Jay comes on, we'll tell you some stories about that. But I'm not driving to Florida. I'm just not because I don't think I'll get through Georgia. I just won't.
Here's another option, Pete. You can always just ship your stuff to somebody in Florida.
Yep.
Fly
Yeah, I was
down.
thinking.
pick it up.
I was thinking that too. We're working. Yeah, no, we're. I'm trying. We have a little bit of time, so I'm figuring it all out right now. It's just a lot of things are still fresh in my brain, and I'm trying to
Yeah.
figure out one. And I'm just trying to figure everything out.
Yeah,
but definitely, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, I
Well,
was
that's
just going to
another
say, don't
option.
ship
You could.
yourself ground. Do go priority.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I'm trying to figure out everything right now. So
Yeah, and don't
we're working
mail
on.
any prints. Just bring the files and print them locally, the cheapest way
Yeah,
you
I,
can,
That
and
was the
then
first.
whatever
That
you
was the
don't
first.
sell, just get
Yeah,
rid of it.
that was the first thing I was thinking about.
and
Um,
and don't ship yourself. Don't
right. No,
load
I
it up
was.
online. Mail them
Yeah, no,
house.
I thought about that, but I'm putting it all together. Because basically, what I'm doing at this point is, and for those of you that don't know, Reed Pop's shows are happening. Believe it or not. So that's C2E2, Emerald City, New York Comic Con, and I forget what the fourth one is. But they're all happening. So I obviously I'm already in. We already have our table, our 10 by 10 at New York Comic Con, Fat Guy Inc. But I applied for C2E2 Artist Alley, and now I'm thinking in my head, okay, all the things you guys just said, ship prints, do this, print this here, print that there. A lot of the time, though, a lot of printers won't print, or I won't get the same quality, so I got to start thinking. But that's okay.
Yeah.
Now, really quickly, before we jump into Return to Sender 2 and a couple other things, first we're going to go to Mr. McDavid really quickly. What have you been up to, bruh? I haven't talked to you in like forever.
Hiding. How about that?
Fair. Okay, that's fair. I'm with that. I'm totally with that.
Just been doing some other stuff. Trying to get my name out there on certain things. I want to work on some more digital art type stuff, video type
Woo!
things. Uh, I have an idea what David was trying to talk about.
You want to tell them? Let's tell them. Come on, let's tell them.
Gosh, go ahead.
All right.
Because he's dying to.
For Return to Cinder 2, we are going to do a limited Return to Cinder 1 audio comic book with we're going to do Return to Cinder. What is it? I don't know. Is it audio visual?
It's a digital comic, pretty much. You do the
digital
whole
comic.
video
We're
digital
going to do a
comic.
digital comic.
Noir.
Have a bunch of people involved. To get Javier, if you want to be one of the voices, we're going to do all the voices. We're going to play it out. We're going to have sound. We're going to do everything and lay it out. And that's going to be one of the tiers we're going to do as a maybe a stretch goal or a tier, but it's going to be an audio comic book or
Wow.
video comic book.
An audio visual comic book?
Yes. Yes. With the help of McDavid, we're going to be able to knock it
All
out.
right, listen. Listen, David, I want to be the bad guy at the end because it's only one page of dialogue.
No, you're the whole book. We're just going to let you do the voices.
This already sounds like so much fun.
You can do that, and I'll be the horse. No, but we're excited because it's something cool. It's something different. I have never seen that before. We're excited to do something like that. In between, we got about a month or so or two. We're taking like not a break from it, but we're not going to be concentrating on anything. Just to let you know, the end of May is me and my wife are taking our 20th anniversary week. We're taking a whole week off for our 20th anniversary, and we're going up to the mountains in North Carolina, and we're going.
I was about to say, there's no mountains in Florida.
No naked cannibal campers up. Yeah, but there's no naked cannibal campers up there. There's only in Florida, so we're okay there. So we're going to go up there for
Too cold.
Yeah, I know, for the whole week, and we're going to hang out there, me and my wife, and then when we get back, it's going to be Return to Cinder 2. And of course, our goal after that would be Naked Cannibal Campers 2. We're hoping to get all that done by the end of the year and having, boom, 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 2 comic books to 3 comic books by the end of the year. We'll see how it works out, but I think we set a goal we're going to try to hit, and we're going to make sure that all the artwork's done before we continue. Before we even go to the, we learned this now that all the artwork's
Do the fundraiser.
Yeah, before we start the fundraiser, at least our part will be done before then.
I had a few guys tell me that that's always the way to go. They've found for them. I figured it's a thing that works for whoever is doing whatever. First off, Warren, what's going on, brother? Warren from. I keep saying it's either The Adventures of Sig and Joe or Joe and Sig. I'm sorry, bro. I keep fucking that up. But it's an amazing webtoon that y'all got to check out. In fact, because I fucked up the name of his show, the name of his comic. I'm going to see if I have. Please tell me I have his. Yes, I do.
Send a link. I like to do that.
No, that's his Twitch channel.
I've never
follow
seen
his
it.
follow his Twitch channel, and then I'll get the link to his to the webtoon right now, real quick, and you go check out Lawrence's web. Lawrence. Wow, I'm getting all your shit wrong, bro. I'm gonna get Warren's webtoon out there too to you in a second. Give me a minute. But yeah, I've heard that having as much, if not all of it done, at least ready to print before, and it's Sig and Joe, okay? So I apologize, bruh. That's my bad. That's completely my bad.
That original artwork sold on the Indiegogo.
Sorry, we lost Vince.
Javier's original artwork sold. That drawing right there,
cool.
That's a print. So it's sold on Indiegogo.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I'm glad it helped.
Yeah, it did. And then, and that's another thing. If anybody is on here,
Warren, feel free to post the link, okay? If you have a shorter link, Warren, feel free to post it.
Yeah, post it because I'd love to see
I just did in the comments, and then I'm going to give it to you in the private chat over here. Oh no, we don't have a private. We do have a private chat. Yeah, in our private chat here on StreamYard. David,
I don't know how to do that.
Yeah,
so.
no, I see it.
It says private on the right-hand side. All the way on the right-hand side, it says private chat.
I don't see it.
He'll see it. No problem at all, bro. Yeah, I'll send it to you later. Worst comes to worst. No, Warren,
I can't watch it now.
Your stuff is amazing, and I definitely, whatever I can do to get people's eyes on your stuff, I will do, my brother. Don't you worry about it. My bearded brother.
Yeah.
So
I got a question, or I got a thing.
Shit. Okay, there we go. Good. Sorry, my Wi-Fi is being a pain in the ass.
So I got an exclusive deal to give out to people on this show.
Oh, we got two deals going on.
All right.
Two deals.
I don't have the picture of the Indiegogo exclusive cover. Pete, do you have that again? Remember?
Yeah, give me a moment.
All right.
If I can find it. Give me a moment. You keep talking.
Give us the whatever version you can give us.
So it's on Indiegogo, right?
It's on Indiegogo. It's the exclusive cover. It's the painted cover.
I got it. Hold on a second.
Pop that
Hold on a second. I got it. Hold on. Let me see if I can find the thing. There we go. Okay. See, now we go to over here, and then we go, let's get Vincent back in. Let's go to share screen.
What's up?
Let's go to share screen.
What happened?
Chrome tab.
What happened to Vincent?
Hey, my audio was all real choppy, so I was trying to fix it by restarting.
That's usually the way it works too. Like, go out, come back in. That usually helps a lot.
I don't know. Can you zoom in on that picture?
It's kind of difficult. Hold on a second. I'm working on it right now, sir.
Yeah, I can't share because I'm on my wife's laptop. So,
God damn it!
If anybody's got that picture, I want to show.
Yeah, I got something. Hold on.
Yeah.
That's.
I apologize. I'm not too. Well, I'm trying to use my. I'm out here. Not in my office, in my personal.
Yeah, if somebody else has it, send it to me. There we go. McDavid with the save. He's our Mariano right now.
Look at that. Oh, look at that. Look at the actresses. All right, that looks like the most closest to the actresses. Um, I got a special deal. That is a
What?
cover. Look at that. Look at the lightning. Look at the blood pouring. That is going to be a special side cover, and it was the Indiegogo exclusive. But for today, if you would like that, we have 10 movies left over, and we are going to put them out. If you want the Indiegogo exclusive cover and the movie for $60,
Woo!
signed by me and Vince, and I have the movie right here, and we will have it would be sent out like in about 2 to 3 weeks with the other. As soon as it's printed up, we will send them out to you. If you want to do that, message me, and you can get this exclusive cover and the movie for $60.
That's pretty fantastic.
And the print and I'm sorry, I was going to add that to it, and a 11 by 17 print, so you can have it on your wall too.
Woohoo! All sorts of goodness.
Yeah, and
That's
of course,
cool.
if you haven't got the digital stuff, I'll send you that too, just for the shits and giggles.
It's here. I was about to say
In
that's
case it isn't obvious to, people looking at it now, that's a landscape perspective on that cover. So it's printed what some people would call sideways.
And
Fair.
also, the cover, there is no storms. The weather is clear.
The skies are clear.
Very clear on the weather on the cover. So there is no rain.
So we need to be conscientious about this. We don't want to show any mammary glands, but severed feet, no problem.
That's right.
It's the weirdest thing in the world.
Yeah, but here is the movie you will get. You will get the Blu-ray movie, and look, even the back. There it is, bloody back. All right, but just to let you know, that's what you'll get: a Blu-ray movie. That's hard to get to, and the cover, and a 11 by 17 print. And if you want the digital version, the deluxe digital, we'll send all that to you with this here, the motion cover. You will get the storm. You won't get the storm though. It'll get just the you won't get the storm. It'll just be the blood flowing.
No clouds in the sky.
Well,
there's no rain in the forecast.
We'll come by your house and spray you with a hose.
That's none of my business.
Only if
only
if you're closing me down with beer, man.
Clouds.
Yeah, fair, exactly.
Yeah, that's right. It's gonna be
so after that, I will again. I'll also mention to everybody who's listening. I'm doing the 4-print run. 4 prints, $25. All Naked Cannibal Campers. So hit David up, hit me up, hit us up in the comments. Tell your friends. If you're doing it during this stream, we'll make it happen for you. And then the next question about making it happen, again, this is right before we move on to talking about Return to Sender 2. My brother and Pepsi, although this is a diet also. Javier, what's going on, bro? The busiest man in indie comics.
He is a working fool.
I try, guys. I gotta maximize my time and get this stuff done. So, right now, I just finished a 21-page story called Green Tempest. It takes place in some other planet. Everybody's green with pointy ears. It was a lot of fun. I'll be honest with you.
It is amazing, guys. I'm sorry, I got to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
The fight scene goes on for 21 pages. It looks like it's amazing. As an artist, I'm watching this unfold page by page by page. He's sending them out, and I'm like, holy! I'm looking at it going, I can use that. I can use that. I can see that. I can. It's a.
I'm stealing all his shit.
The fight scene just goes on forever.
So, David, did you enjoy it? Does it look like fun to read this?
it looks like a battle of battles. I mean, if you want to see a fight comic book, it is like I enjoy it. I don't even know what it says. All I can picture is ooh, it's like it's just a straight up battle of like gods. I mean, next thing you know, the guy's growing big and crushing somebody. Next thing you know, he's shooting ice. Next thing you know, he's shooting lightning. I mean, he's running. It's like all over the place. So it's crazy.
David's
It's crazy
excited like a
and fun.
schoolboy right now.
Oh, I'm excited to get it. I can't wait. I can't wait.
It's some of my best work ever, and I probably say that after every project, but this one I had so much fun with it because the style is very Marvel style is very wide open. It's like, hey, I want the guy to do this for 2 pages. Okay, great. I get
There
to
you go, David.
he gave me a description of what the powers are, and bam, I just come up with stuff. Okay, he shoots, he punches, he leaps, he I mean, I get to do all the cool stuff that I used to read in the Avengers comics and the Thor comics, like lightning bolts and super speed and super strength and punches and all kinds of stuff. And it was a lot of fun. And I have shared it on my page, J Lugo Art on Facebook, and I've shared it on Twitter as well. The last 2 pages I can't show because I got to give you a reason to buy the book. But if you're good with 19 out of 20, I'm sure I'm not going to let you down the last 2 pages. So that'll be coming up soon,
Yeah, of course.
really soon. We got an awesome colorist, Brian. Good God, I gotta memorize this man's name.
Vince
I'm
knows
shit
it.
with names, so don't worry.
We got him on one of our he did
Winfeld, Brian
Venura.
Winfeld.
Yeah. Who
Yes.
is it? Vince. He did
Oh, you're talking about Mange?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He did one of our covers.
The guy from
He's phenomenal. He did
Yes.
some work on Jim Lee stuff and it looks so gorgeous.
Yeah, he
So
is.
he's coloring our book, man. And I know it's gonna look fantastic. The cover's already been done. I did the cover first, and the characters evolved as I went through the story. But it's tremendous, and I can't wait for this thing to be finished and start sharing the comic book. I'm gonna do promotional art for it and prints and the whole nine, and that's been keeping me busy for the last 2 years in between other projects. And talking about other projects, if I could share with you, hold on, I should have some comics here. Yes, I just finished Bobby Fulton and the Fantastics issue.
I got actually.
Two.
Hold on. Everybody, stop for a second. Let's see. Okay, no, we're not showing that because that was shit. Niobe Birthright, 47 Furious Tales, which I recommend. Number 2, all the extra stuff. Mary Machine Gun. There we go.
Ah, you got it, Pete. Yes, sir. Exactly. Yeah.
As soon as I saw it on your page, it's like, okay, I need to have that. I need to have that.
What'd you think, man? What'd you think? You got a chance to check it out?
I have not opened it yet, but I got.
Oh, you got issue 1 too.
See.
Nice.
You can barely. There we go. There we go. So you got that. You got that. So I got the whole shebang. I haven't even opened it yet. It showed up right while I was in the middle. Ah, there we go. It showed up right while I was in the middle of all my shit going on. So so David just has to keep stealing your thunder, Javier. He's just there we go.
Okay. That's the character right there. That's
Hey, it's the Green Tempest.
Very cool.
So, yeah. So that's the book that's been keeping me busy. I actually have a hardcover.
Oh wow!
The first one ever.
Hold on, don't put that down.
Okay, there it is.
There you go.
Guys, it's my very first. It's my first of many. Because from now on, this is what I'm shooting for. When I told you that I have a 2-year plan, I want all my stuff in this format. I love it.
Now, David, I'm going to wait real quick. As a fan, as me being a fan, and you being a veteran of professional wrestling, the first thing that comes to my mind. There's 2 things that come to my mind when I see that cover. It's either the Midnight Express or Bobby Eaton. Am I right? Am I wrong?
Oh yeah. Look,
it's Bobby Eaton, man.
It's
Midnight.
That is awesome.
I expect to see Jim Cornette with the tennis racket at any moment.
He's in there.
And
He's
I
in
want to
there.
tell you guys.
Keep
I want
going.
to tell you guys. I want to tell you guys that is hard to do. To get on the top rope it is. If you've never done it before, you're gonna fall on your face.
Yeah, I barely. My bed's on the floor. That's how much I don't like heights. I don't like being in this chair right now.
I used to climb on there. I wish I had pictures. I climb on there. I have it. I come off with the top. I come off with the top clothesline, and that's what I would do. And
oh, look at that, Jimmy!
That is
Oh, yeah.
that is the bomb. Look at that. Look at that.
God, it really is the Midnight Express.
Yeah. It's he did not pull any punches when he did that. That is. I felt I like I was back in the day when I watched some of his drawings on that. I was like, oh, I felt like you wrestled. What did you ever wrestle?
No,
like I should be
don't get me
drawing
wrong. My research was very entertaining. I'd sit down, for 2 hours. Okay, I'm gonna draw a page, and an hour and a half later, okay, I've watched every single video. I can't believe what I just saw. I only have 30 minutes left in my schedule to draw it, but it was fantastic. It was so much fun, and
Oh, yeah.
and I got to embrace my comic book Jack Kirby ness. Just all out action. I mean, I actually chucked quite a few pages because they just weren't exciting. I did the technical work and I looked at it afterwards. I'm like, I wouldn't buy this. I wouldn't want this. I
Yeah,
don't
I've
need
been
this
there.
to kind of go kind of slow and like, okay, so it looks like the people, they're not really doing anything exciting. So I decided to just embrace the genre again. I got to remind myself, this is comics. People are going to consume this in 30 seconds. I need to give them big bam pow. And hopefully, David and Pete, you're enjoying what you're seeing. And, I've been fortunate enough. I already know I'm going to be doing another book like this because the art, has been influential in securing, hopefully, more wrestlers to the company to get their life stories adapted. So we'll see. I mean, I'm always up for drawing, that. And and this is a market that I haven't really touched. Wrestling fans, I got nothing wrestling, but now I do.
My indie,
Oh yeah.
my indie comics foray, and I don't have a good version of it here. My first book, I had done a book forever ago, self published, 50 copies. I think I have 3 left, so it did pretty okay. But
Okay.
I didn't do it again because I look back, just like you're saying right now. I'm like, wow, this sucks. Like I need to, and I've been in the last year currently redoing it and stuff. But it's called The Adventures of Jimmy Friday. It's a lucha libre world. It's basically, and then we're all old enough here to be able. It's Rey Mysterio going into the land of kung fu. So
Oh, wow.
it's kind of like that. That's kind of the elevator pitch. But like you're saying, when I was drawing all the action, I was like, oh, no. I'm like, you know what? This needs to be all stunners, super kicks, and RKOs. That's what this needs to be, and that's what a lot of the action was. And my business partner, my partner Brendan, is like, yeah, no, I know what. And he's a very, I think, probably a very casual wrestling fan. He'd be like, RKO, cool, stunner, cool. Hey, super kick. All right, cool. Yeah, no, you got it. Along with the punching and stuff. So yeah, I know you got to kind of go back to your roots and be like, what makes the crowd happy? Okay, cool. I'm going to draw that. I'm going to draw that with a lot of speed lines.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep, I gotta earn my audience every page. Every page,
yeah,
I
that's
gotta
it.
earn my
That's
audience.
it.
Yeah.
That's a key. I think all the artists in the room are to tell you. I mean, we all have sketchbooks filled with all the bad drawings because that's usually where I start the sketchbook, and you try to get all the shit out of your hand before you go to the real stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's actually I kind of want to. I didn't think we'd go here, but now that we're kind of there, I wanted to talk about this with all the because we got a good mix of comic book, anime, digital, all sorts of art in the room. There has been a lot, and I've seen it. And art theft. Not that people are taking pieces and running away with them and stuff, but I've seen a lot of people tracing shit, and I've seen a lot of people drawing in the style of, or they'll take a Jim Lee piece and they'll eyeball it and they'll change it so it'll be theirs, but it's still a Jim Lee piece, and it's like, And then, like, if you're like David, I remember your story about when you were small and you traced that namer like 15,000 times, and that's how you learned to draw them on your own. That's the beauty of tracing, where you could do that when you're learning, and then cool. I don't need the training wheel, like riding a bike. You don't need the training wheels anymore. So you stop tracing and you do it yourself. But
Right.
I've seen so much, and maybe it's because we didn't see it before, because we're all at cons and stuff. Maybe because we're all streaming now, and we're all caught in the same circle. But I've seen a lot of it all over the internet of people tracing or downright just drawing somebody else's stuff and passing it, drawing somebody else's stuff and like, hey, look what I did. It's cool. It's Jim Lee's. Okay, that's one thing. But then drawing it, passing it off as your own, and then trying to sell it. What do you guys think about that?
Oh, that's
Anybody?
that's bad mojo.
That's Vincent right there. He goes to go first. Go for it, Vince.
I just feel like like you said, that's the kind of thing that it's perfectly fine when you're learning. I was doing that. I'm not selling anything, but I was kind of doing that when I was 4, 5, and 6.
Right.
And when John Byrne came along, I was like, wow, this is what I want to. I want to be able to do that, but not exactly like John. I just wanted to have the spirit of what he was drawing, and it was obvious after a while that John was standing on the shoulders of Jack Kirby. You'd see a lot of influence in John's work of Jack, and but he made it his own thing, and I was like, all right, I got to do the same thing. And that's really only again, like I say, you stand on the shoulders of giants because these things influence you. Okay. But you have to give it your own spin, your own, personal touch, and make it your own, or you've got no integrity.
Right. See, yeah, that's where I'm noticing, like, look, if you like, I had, and then we're gonna go to McDavid next on this one, and then Javier, and give David a chance to do his thing. I know 4 years ago, maybe 3, I caught myself going, oh shit, I'm getting too close to my reference, and I'm starting to draw my reference almost exactly. That's no good. So I stopped using, like, okay, I want to draw Wolverine. I stopped Googling Wolverine till the end. What I would do is I'd be like, hey, take a picture of me of this pose. Or I'd ask somebody, like my sister, my partner, whoever, take a picture in like a Wolverine pose. Okay, I'd have that picture of me or somebody in it with the lighting that I wanted. I would draw it, like the anatomy. Okay, now let's see what Wolverine's costume looks like, what costume I want to use. Because then you could use the reference for the costume and stuff like that. Because then I'm doing my own pose of my own, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not drawing it like Jim Lee or like Ramita or like whoever else drew Wolverine. And I was afraid that like I'm getting too close, especially if you're doing fan art or something like that, or mashups. Like I like to do a lot of mashups. I don't want to mash up this guy's piece and that guy's piece and call it my own, because I think that's bullshit and cheating. I'd like to draw them from scratch myself. McDavid, what are your thoughts?
Well, I'll take that back a little bit.
Hold on, David.
He just ate you apart, McDavid. Like, holy shit!
It's very
Javier.
He just was like,
he just jumped off. Yo, he obviously, David, shit.
Obviously, he wanted the memories of getting on that top rope and dropping that elbow.
Yes, dead ass. Wow.
Damn.
I'll bring the bell out. I swear I will.
No, we're not doing that right now. It's McDavid's turn, damn it.
Oh, McDavid, not David. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. He had a moment. He had a moment. All right.
Well, my
I'm
whole
drinking.
thing
I'm partying. We're hanging out. What's up? Go ahead.
My whole thing on it is, I know a couple of years ago they had a big thing going on with some famous artists about it. I'm not going to bring up any names on that, but that's probably a whole can of worms in itself.
Probably.
But my whole thing is, I understand people, as I say, learning. Some people love certain people's artists. I like Harvio's stuff right there. But if I'm going to draw it or copy it or trace it or do whatever, I mean, you shouldn't pass it off as your own because it's not your own. It's somebody else's. Give that person their due because obviously they did the work. You didn't do
Right.
the work. Yes, you traced it, but it's
That's not
still
work.
there. It's still theirs.
Yep. Now,
And I mean, if I
keep
was
going.
to
Yeah,
trace
yeah, yeah.
it, I would just say, "Hey, I traced this off of this one. I'm learning, and I love it, and this is
And
why
that's
I like
awesome.
I do it." But to do anything, I like to do it myself. Have something original on there, and even if you have a lot of original stuff and you're still kind of basing it off theirs, give them their props. Say based off of whatever Jim Lee's.
Yeah, I
Mario
personally
Leo,
like the
you know,
homage.
I look. I like the homage too, but there's a time. I think there's a degree to doing. If you're doing, hey, like, okay, I'll give an example. I did a piece for somebody in the show, and I said my homage to Jack Kirby was I had drawn Private Pile from Full Metal Jacket, but instead of doing a whole background, I gave the Kirby crackle. Like when he was losing his mind in the bathroom and he had that fucked
Mm-hmm.
up look on his face. I figured
I
that
like
would be really cool with the Kirby crackle all around it. So that was my homage to Jack Kirby, and that's and I kind of gave him a little bit of the thing, a little bit of Jack Kirby style, but it was still you could still tell. Okay, it's mostly Peat, but you can see where he did the Kirby stuff to do it. Another one I got a commission, and I know commissions are different, but my son really likes the original Captain America stuff, from whatever. I was like, the Jack Kirby stuff. He goes, the guy's like, I'm not sure. And I showed him a couple things. He goes, yes, can you draw that cover exactly? Okay, it's a commission. It's the one of a kind, and it's tough to say no to that money. But I'm still going to do shit to make it mine. I'm going to make my customer happy, but I'm going to do shit to make it mine. But there are people out there drawing stuff going, oh, this is my homage to blah, blah, blah. And it's their exact image.
No,
Like I'm not talking
I can do that.
like you do. I'm not like it's you doing a pose like a Jack Kirby with some stuff, and then doing a video edit of the crackle or whatever. They're doing it. They're taking Javier's exact. This is my Ovacho, Javier Lugo, and they're doing his exact image, and then they're doing it and going here. Look, I drew Javier's Harley Quinn exactly the way he does it. Look, this is my homage, and they're calling it an homage to try to get away with it.
Yeah,
That's
see,
I
no,
don't see that wrong.
that's not right.
I don't see that wrong.
That's fucking stealing as far as I'm concerned. I see you're laughing. I don't. I'm really. I'm not gonna. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna laugh just because it's stealing, and then
It's
that
because
makes
it
guys
hits
like
home, yeah.
right. And that
I-
not only hits home, it makes it harder for me because now I'm getting shit on when I'm at a con or when I'm selling something. It's like, oh, you're just stealing somebody else's shit. Fuck you. No, I'm not. And fuck the guys that are stealing.
Hey, I understand,
Oh
and
yeah,
I understand where a fan would try to imitate. Now, I'm going to tell you the
I'm not
best
talking
imitation.
fans. This isn't fans imitating, bro.
I
This
know,
isn't. These are guys stealing to make money.
I know that, but I'm going to tell you the best imitator I've seen right now is Vince. Vince can imitate anybody's style completely to the T. He is amazing. That's why he worked for Marvel and DC doing that. So he's amazing at doing that. But that being said,
Hey, what are you trying to do? Make me the villain of the piece?
Yeah, you're really about to make you look like a bad guy.
Boo.
Vince. Holy
Shame.
shit,
Shame, Vince. Shame.
Vince with the heel turn. Holy shit.
No, elbow. No, but I'm saying but each piece he does, it might like he drew a Jack Kirby. He's going to do a Jack Kirby drawing for our
An homage.
Return to Cinder 2, an homage, and it looks his little sketch is like I'm sitting there with my mouth open. I had to shut it.
Look, I'm going to tell you, an homage is cool.
It's so detailed. No, don't get me wrong. I mean, I can see where somebody.
But people drawing it exactly line for line.
I agree. It's an issue.
That's stealing.
And I agree. But
and they're selling this shit.
Also,
Right. That's wrong.
That's wrong.
Yeah, that's
I've
where it's
learned
wrong.
from other people
And they're passing it off as their own.
And I'll be honest, I mean, Javier, I've looked at his stuff and I go, that is cool. And again, did I trace?
I have a lot of his stuff thumbnailed, so
yeah. Did I look at his stuff and do exactly no? But I took an idea.
We're gonna have to go. We're gonna have to put him full screen because of his ego. So hold on.
I mean, in this comic book, I looked at one of his drawings from the one from thing, and I said that would be cool to do something similar to that. Not too. Look at that. Look at that little sketch he did. Put Vince up. Put Vince up.
Working on it.
Higher, Vince. Higher. Pull it higher. There you go. Tell me that ain't Jack Kirby.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. Yeah, absolutely, but it's still Vince.
Oh yeah.
He didn't just copy a Jack. He didn't just copy a Jack Kirby. See, that's what I'm saying. He didn't just copy a Jack Kirby, call it an homage so he could be safe, and then pass it off as his own. He didn't trace a Jack Kirby and say, "Look what I drew," and then pass it off as their own. And this is I'm going to go to Javier because he's worked with a lot of people. Not only do people do that, because I know you've seen this, Javier. I can almost read your mind, because there are a lot of people in our industry too, creators, who are allowing it. Who are, oh, good job, or encouraging these guys like, oh, you're doing great, oh, you're learning, but not clapping these guys for, you trace that, or that's Jack Kirby. What are you doing? What do you think?
Well, I guess I need to admit I have done art reproductions.
We all have. We all have,
because
That's
you
different,
can't
Javier,
own the
'cause you
original.
said
There's
it
only
was
one, right? So if you want a Charlie Adler Walking Dead cover, I'll draw the darn thing for you. I've done that. But
Look,
guess
we've
whose
all
name
done
is
the
on the
commission.
cover?
Yeah.
It's
Look, we've
his.
all-
My name is not on it. I'm not claiming it as mine. I'm putting it on the back. This is a homage of this cover from this. I just reproduced it. So it's real
We've
clear.
all done
Whoever
shit in our
owns
own
it
style, yeah.
understands it's not the original. I'm not committing fraud. I'm not doing anything that's going to interrupt Mr. Adler from getting his money. But on the other hand, like you said, well, actually, Vincent said something important. There's an ethics about art that either you embrace or you don't. If you don't care about the ethics of it, you will do what the guys in art museums do. They take the can of soup and put that in a poster. They take a panel from a comic from 1942 and blow that up and make that a piece of art. That's really sketchy,
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, am I inspired by people? Yes. Will I see, John Buscema's legs and the legs that I draw? Yes. But,
I told, sorry, really quick, and I'm going to let you finish. I told David right away, I'm a Michael Turner, and it was his birthday the other day, so happy birthday, Michael Turner.
Exactly.
I'm a Michael Turner guy. Okay, I'm going to draw, when I'm drawing straight women like this, they're going to have the long legs and the eyes like Michael Turner stuff, because that's who I love drawing. But it's still me. It's not. I'm not doing his stuff. But continue. I'm sorry. I just totally
No, but
railroaded
that's
you.
an excellent example, Pete, because looking at that, nobody says, oh my God, that's 100% Michael, right? No. But now that you pointed out, I can see in the hips and the posing and then the proportions, you are inspired by him. And there's nothing wrong with being inspired by great artists. That's the whole point of you appreciating it. But, nobody can redraw the Vitruvius Man and say, yeah, that's me. I did that. Everybody knows that that's not you. But when it comes to us comic artists, a lot of people out there don't know who we are. They don't know who
Right.
John Buscema is. They don't know who John Byrne or or Lee are. They see this guy somewhere with a drawing that looks super cool. It's like, I want it. Okay, the guy sells it. Yeah, ethically speaking, you're passing off somebody else's art as your own, even though you inked it.
Right.
Honestly, that's somebody else's work. So there is an ethical question there, and depending on your personal answer to those questions is, do I do it or not? I stopped doing it, and oh, wow, that's nice.
David Finch inspired me.
See, there you go. But it still looks like a David Summing. But it still looks like a David Summing.
But it's a David Finch inspired, dark, kind of shadowing kind of thing. And this,
Exactly.
is actually going to go for a Luke Stone. It's going to be given to Luke Stone, and
Very cool.
I might be doing a cover for Luke Stone's next something for Luke Stone. All right, okay.
The
Anyways,
ethics though is the perfect. Ethics is the
go
perfect
ahead.
word because there are people that are doing it by accident and don't know any better, and I understand that. But there are definitely enough guys out there taking advantage of the fact that nobody knows who a comic book artist is. Like the casual fan doesn't
Yeah.
know. The fan who only knows
Right.
the Avengers by the movies doesn't know who these guys were. Okay, well I'll just get whatever, and then some schmuck is going to Google David Byrne and copy whatever. Now, at the same time, I'm thinking people don't know who I. This is where it gets funny for me because again, I said commissions are a whole different thing when you're at a con or
Mhm.
somebody goes like, I've had a gentleman, I've had people before, again, casual fans, whatever, come right up to me and is like, hey, I was just over there in Artist Alley, and the guy who draws such and such wanted $1,000 for a Spider-Man. How much you charge for a Spider-Man? What size? Because I have a menu with my sizes. I told him, yeah, I'll draw Spider-Man, blah, blah, blah. He goes, yeah, but I want you to draw it exactly like it. He'll show me a picture. I'm like, okay, so you want this pose? But no, he goes, I want this picture. Because that's what I wanted him to draw, and he wanted $1,000. I'm like, okay, so that's when you're an artist, like, okay, you're not a Xerox machine. You're an artist. But you're going to turn around and you'll be like, okay, what do I do? How do I have I have two Vinces. How do I do
You
that?
charge them. You charge them
They're
$99.
multiplying.
You charge them
Well,
$900.
well, no. What I do then is like, listen, I can draw the pose. I have no problem drawing the pose. No problem at all. No problem. But I'm not going to. And Vince, you're the only one that can unmute yourself right there. Let me see if I can.
Vince, you're mute.
I don't know if you can hear me, but Vince, you're muted, and you're the only one that can unmute yourself. That's where I think an artist needs to have, like you said, the integrity and to go and the ethics
Almost.
to go. Hey, listen,
Yeah.
yeah,
All right.
I'll draw Spider-Man in this pose for
Got it.
you, but I'm not going to draw it exactly the way such and such drew it because that's such and such. This is me. I'm not that guy, and I'm not stealing his shit. I'll draw the pose because whatever and stuff like that because I
Right.
know you're not making prints of it or whatever and stuff like that. But that's where you got to have the integrity as an artist when you're doing a commission because I've had several commissions. People want exactly. I know. I just did the perfect example because no one will know these artists. I did 2 DBZ Dragon Ball Z commissions. No one's going to know who the artist was from the manga or the anime. They're in Japan somewhere.
Right.
No one here is going to know who these guys are. I mean, you could look it up, I'm sure. So I could have easily just copied just what pause on the DVD and drawn it. No, I still drew it in my style and did a bunch of stuff to it to make it me. You still know it's Goku. You still knew it was Trunks, I think it was. But you also no, it was Gohan and Goku. Excuse me. But it was still I did the and I told the guy this is because of again the ethics. I know what you want and I'm going to draw them for you, but I'm going to draw them the way I draw them. And then I'll be honest with you. A lot of the time you'll get people goes, oh no, I want it the way I want it in your style because I'm a fan of your art. I think
Yeah.
the 20% of the time you'll get the fan who'll just come up. Listen, my kid likes the Avengers. I don't know what the shit that is. Just draw them like that in here, and they'll throw a comic book at you, or they'll throw their phone on the table and be like, "I want it like that," and that happens. Like cons are coming back, guys. That's going to happen again. People are going to walk up and be like, "Hey, Winter Soldier, could you draw him like I don't know who the fuck he is, but my kid likes him. Could you draw him like oh,
Right.
okay?"
Yeah.
And
But
I'm
you
not
also
spoiling
have
it,
that.
okay, everybody.
You
I'm
get
not
that
spoiling it.
conflict also, Pete. When we're talking ethics is one thing, but if I gotta put food on the table,
Yeah,
yeah, and sometimes I've
yeah,
been there. I've had to
yeah.
do that. It's part of the
Yeah,
struggle.
yeah. No, let's see if I can have. Let's
And
see.
by
I
the way,
think
I have
I.
a homage cover that I finished some weeks ago that the client hasn't finished with his payment plan. So I'll come over and share it with you.
I
I'll be
can't
right
wait to see
back.
some of
Oh,
your work. Look at this, Pete. This is a
I remember that.
homage cover
Oh.
for
You
the
finished
collective.
it.
Actually.
I
Yeah,
remember. Yep, I remember. You were talking about that.
this is the collective. It's an homage to DC or the Justice League poster for the movie.
But with the collective guys.
Yeah, that's
Okay, wait, hold on. Let me. Boom.
they're doing a what do you call it? A bunch of stories on one comic book.
Yeah, I see
So
that.
it's a
Anthology?
cover I did. Anthology, yeah, and it's actually the homage to the Justice League poster, movie poster.
Right. I remember. Yep, I remember that movie poster.
Yeah, so that's something I
Okay.
just did. Let's see.
Let me share with you my homage. All right.
Oh,
See, that's pretty
that is
nifty.
beautiful.
That's cool.
That's fantastic.
That is just beautiful. I mean, it's like perfect. I mean, look at the color on there. It looks like a cover. I mean, it looks like an original printed cover.
It does.
Now,
How much?
Was this a black? Was this a black cover? Or did you fill in the black?
Can I?
oh
Can I get
no,
that?
it's white. I mean, I
Okay.
painted this sucker entirely.
Yeah. See, that's actually exactly what I was getting at. And let's see if I can pull it up.
That is beautiful. I mean, that's amazing.
Now, notice it's
I've
not
seen the digital
100%.
version of that.
It's
Go
the updated version because it's the Black Silver Surfer and it's Thor like 2 costumes ago. So it's not 100%, but the guy, we had a long conversation and he was very honest with me. He said, "Listen, I go to conventions and I ask these people, hey, I want a drawing that reminds me of, I don't know, Mike Zeck's cover for G.I. Joe or whatever." And
I have
people
a
are like,
funny Mike Zeck
"Sure." And
story, but keep talking, Javier. Okay, I'm gonna be back in a second, guys.
they say, okay, it's $100, but then it looks like they crapped it out in 20 minutes and it looks nothing like the cover. I want something that will remind me of the cover, but I want it updated with what I want. So, of course, anybody that's in any kind of industry that makes things understands that the more complex the item, the more you should charge. That's just part and parcel. So, for this one, I think, David, you were asking me how much it was?
Well, don't tell. You don't have to say it. I
Okay.
mean, I was just joking because I was saying I'd like it because I really like it enough to where I might purchase it because that's how nice it is. I
Well,
mean, I
I've
really
never
love
done
it.
this particular cover, and it was a challenge. I mean, you know me, I normally don't do a lot of color, which is something I'm gonna change because I have to grow as an artist. Uh, but yeah, that was a challenge, and I really enjoyed it. And every time I do this kind of stuff, I just learn so much from the old masters, to call them that, because honestly, Yamashima to me, it was a master. Anybody that was doing it for that long and doing it at that level, and I still at present day can't draw that well, they're a master to me. You know.
Well, it looks like you
So
can. So
yeah, well, I'm of course tracing it. Sure, I can do
yeah,
that. But
but
yeah,
hey, I'm saying it because I did a cover of a comic book in color too because I'm not a colored person either. Um, I did but it was a full, both sides, front and back, and I did Storm versus Phoenix because I guess Storm now is rated as powerful as Phoenix, and what I did is they wanted the '90s Storm and the '90s Phoenix.
hmm
So but what was different too, the different contrast I did is that the Storm part of it I did in watercolor, and then the Phoenix part of it I did in inks and markers. So it looked shinier when you did the Phoenix, and then it was kind of a watercolor because storm and all that. So it was kind of a collage. I wish I had the drawing in front of you, but in front of me, but I can't. I can't show you it. It's on my phone, but I don't have it on this.
I know
Nice.
it's tough on my
I've
Instagram
seen
there.
that. I've
We
seen that. That's
we
amazing too.
we were talking about painting, and I was glad you brought it up. That's um, the black covers that we're getting, or the colored covers that we're getting these days that you're seeing, the sketch covers.
Yeah.
I'm like, how the shit am I gonna? I don't want to just draw in white pencil or white gel pen. So I was like, you know what, acrylic paint would work really well on this. And
Oh,
sure
Good
enough,
idea.
yeah, it worked out really well. I
Oh
was very
yeah,
happy with it.
very nice.
I'm
very, very
so,
nice.
and I'm happy to say that this is no longer in my
Again,
possession.
that's something I would buy.
I got
Sweet.
another Ghost Rider.
Yeah, but again, that is yeah, but that's something I would buy. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how cool it is. Your guys are. I mean, oh
That
man,
was just fun.
y'all are
Uh,
making me struggle now. I want to
that was
get better.
the base coat of the just. I have the painting background. I think Javier does too. So that's where it all happens. But it's I'm trying to. Okay, and then this was. I get that. That's the close up of the watercolor that our Suki there.
I mean, I can do color, but like I said, it's just so cool seeing someone else does.
Trying to find other sketch covers. Oh, actually, here's one.
I like the
And this,
Robin. I like the Robin. Yeah, I like that one.
this was actually again. We were talking about it. It's a good one. Young Justice sketch cover, Red X and Robin, kind of giving the Bruce Timm homage kind of thing. You know, those cartoony Teen Titan characters.
Yeah,
But and it was fun. I drew. Now I knew I was doing like the Teen Titan kind of characters. So I actually, and the stream is still here. You can go back and see. I forget when it was. I'll look it up for you guys. I drew this stream in a Twitch stream from scratch, from zero all the way till now, till finished. I finished it on stream on Twitch. Because I like doing that too. Because a lot of people are saying, "Oh, well, you didn't draw that." I'm like, here I am drawing it from scratch. I can't fake this shit.
Come at me, bro.
Yeah, like what? And whatchamacallit. So it's what makes it really funny is you can still see, and in people who know my style, like I don't want to say my fans because I don't believe I have fans, but people who know my art and have seen my work before will turn around and go, "Oh yeah, that's the way Pete crosshatches. That's not a Teen Titan thing." Or that's the way Pete draws elbows and forearm. Yeah, okay. You can see my style is definitely in, and the background is totally me. But you can see me in here, but you can still see that I'm throwing a lot of love out there to Bruce Timm and all those guys and the Teen Titans guys. Now I got another one, but it's not mine. So hold on a second, kids. This is from a guy, this David guy that we know. And I guess he's okay. So we'll show.
I don't know.
I guess we'll show that.
Ah,
We'll show that, and that's freaking dope.
That's really good.
That was the 80s or the 90s type of.
Yeah, I was about to say that's the Jim Lee Storm from the gold cover.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The blue and gold cover, and then the red Phoenix. Yeah. I hate. You know what it is? I hate. I can't remember shit from calculus and biology class, but I can remember that's Storm from the Jim Lee red and gold cover. I hate blue and gold cover. I hate that I can remember this stuff.
And you can remember it in your mind's eye very clearly too.
But you see the difference. I did the markers and then the watercolors.
Yep.
So it's kind of a cool little different offset.
Mixed media is always fun because you could get your watercolors in there and then use either pencils or even your markers to get you detail and stuff like that, or different color blends. It's just all mixing the media is all sorts of fun. In fact, we're going to cheat a little bit and remove that, and then I'll do this and I'm taking out. I did this for my friend No Flutter, Jen. She's on the streams from time to time. Again, the background. Harley's done in marker. I actually the hammer is done in paint because I wanted the hammer to be really dark. But the background is all teal and pink ink that I watered down. And it was fun. And actually, if you look, and I told her about it, and she's cool with it, there's a little rip on the bottom. And what I did was I gessoed it closed. So you can't see that it's there. Yeah. And it worked out well because that's what you do on canvases. You just gesso it closed and then it paint and it completely disappears. So that's what I did. And I'm going to show there's a work in progress for a gentleman that I'm working with right now for him. I'm doing another Harley cover. And this is the black covers are hard enough. I have found though that these new colored covers are even harder. But again, the hair is paint, the gun is paint. You know, I did Harley kind of in a pencil wash so you can get the skin, but these colored covers are interesting as hell to work with. I don't know if you guys
really cool.
I wonder why they do that. Why does DC Comics do that? Because I remember they did a Batman one like that. What's the point?
Does Batman Black? Well, you know what? The point is real simple. It sells. Like I have a Black Power Ranger.
Right.
I have a Black Power Ranger too. I know Berserker's been the thing. I have the blank one, but guess what?
You got the red one too?
There's a red one.
Nice.
Okay, like the blank car. I got another blank Harley, and this is my last Green Joker. I sold the other one from the gentleman, and then I don't have a copy of that one. I wish I had. Let's see if I can get that. I'll get a copy of the Green Joker in a second. Wait, hold on. Let's see what David just sent. David's sending me more stuff. It's like he's my. Well, hold on 1 second. Let me get the next one. Oh yeah, this is cool. I got to get this up here since we're talking about sketch covers now. Let me get my yappy face out of here, and we'll share some stuff for David. And we'll just Javier. The colored covers are, and Vince laughed. It's absolutely 100% sales. It's like variant covers. It's like having a variant on a Kickstarter. It's just, interesting, and people go, ooh, I would like the Berserker on white, but I'd love it on red. And that's when I, started to get the challenge, like, how am I going to do this? And then that's when painting, I'm just going to paint on it.
Sense. Yeah, because it can cover it up really nice, yeah.
Exactly. I mean, now
and it kind of delves into an interesting thing about the psychology of the comic collectors, because they're like, the companies are like, less is more. And they're like, oh, yeah, you know what? It is.
Right. And see, here's the thing. I hate when I do a Kickstarter, I usually only get issue like the main cover, like cover A, because I'm not a fan of the way Marvel and DC did so many variant covers of a thing. It's like, oh my God, you're thinning. It's bad enough that you've got the books cost what they cost, but now I have to buy this version or that version, to the point where I was just, at that point, I was lucky. I was just following artists. Like, okay, if Scotty Young does a cover, I'm getting the Scotty Young cover. If this guy's doing it, I'm getting that guy's cover. Oh, don't you want all 7 of Batman #3? No. I just want the Greg Capullo one, because I love Greg Capullo. And I've met him twice, and he is one of the nicest guys on the face of the planet. But the first time I met him, I almost... Huh?
I'm sorry. I find that that's what the artists do. Like, as an artist, we pick out what covers we want because we like that style.
Yep.
But most people that are fans pick out a bunch of them.
There's fans, and then there's the super collectors too, that are just going to pick up.
We have a bunch of covers for Naked Cannibal Campers, and people have bought them all. And,
right.
And then there's one, then there's the fan that's Javier's fan that buys just his.
Yeah, right.
And then my fan is the guy that can't afford Javier's, so they buy mine. So,
and if they really can't afford either one of you, that's when they buy mine. Hopefully, eventually they'll be really broke and they'll buy mine.
Yeah.
See, and then this is kind of what I did with the Joker, like the green. I was like, okay, you know what? Now we know who owns this. Our buddy Mike and Trish, Mike Bengtson. Oh, you guys know who he is. He's amazing. These are his original characters, and he wanted his 2 original characters for his story with the Joker. I was like, awesome. Send me the reference, and then I'll draw them in my style. And then she goes, I'm like, do you want them fighting the Joker? No, we want them like replacing Harley and whatever the new Harley Joker's paramour is, like, for Punchline. So I was like, okay. So I was looking, and the one girl has blue hair, the one girl has pink hair, and then Joker with the green and the white face. I was like, you know what? I'm just coloring the hair in Joker's face, and I use paint markers for that, acrylic paint markers, and the rest I'm just inking. I'm just doing line work on everything else, so that
looks really cool.
Yeah, I just wanted
to. I'm sorry. They got a story going on. They got a story that they're writing.
I think that he's always had something that he's working on, but I don't know any details. I don't think he's ready to jump off the world into it, bring it off into the world. So I don't want to, blow up his spot. And he's not here today. I don't even know where they are. Why can't I fix this?
Yeah, normally they're here. I'd love to see.
Well, there's probably a solid 6 mainstream. There's about a solid 1, 2, 3 other streams going on that are within our circles. So we're spreading our people all over the place, which is actually a great thing to jump into for the next topic, and then we'll go into Return to Sender. I swear. And I'm going to start. I'm going to say what I'm thinking, and then I'm going to start with Mick David's opinion, not David Summy, Veril McDavid. I'm going to ask his opinion. I'll mute you if I have to, David Summy. I really will. I don't,
You have to.
I hate to be the adult here because
Yes.
God knows if. Look, I'm just going to warn you, like, and I'm going to quote Chris Jericho's first book. If Steve, and he was quoting about Steve Austin. If I'm the voice of reason, something has gone horribly wrong. Okay, I just want you guys to know that. But wow, I forgot what I was going to talk about. Shit, the drugs. It's just crazy. No, it's just crazy. Where was I? Wow,
Well,
I
you
just had a
mentioned
complete
something about getting into Return to Sender.
Right, we were going to do that first, and then you know what it is? David confused me, and it was terrible. This is a complete. I'm basically having a college flashback right now, and it's terrible. And it's really. We had Kickstarters, we had inking, we had sketch covers. McDavid, how are you? Help me vent while I figure out what the shit I was going to say. Oh no, there's a lot of. I got it. There's a lot of streams going on right now. Wow! Oh my God! Listen, I stopped. I stopped smoking cigarettes 13 months ago. No cigarettes. Haven't had a drink in a while.
Man.
Haven't had a drink. Haven't had, and that's never happening again. I haven't had a drink in a while. I'll have a beer probably tomorrow because I'm going to soccer tomorrow. So whatever. It's football day, so whatever. That's fine. And it's not that I wanted to stop drinking. It's just that I stopped drinking for a while. But for a while in my past, I stopped toking on the Cheech and Chong. Okay, I stopped burning it. Then I was introduced to the edible version, which helps me with a lot of my problems, and it's cool. And I do it so I can maintain and not be crazy and keep my anxiety quiet and stuff like that. Every once in a while, though, you turn around and you look at the brownie, and you know the brownie's 400 milligrams, and you shouldn't do that, but you still go, fuck it, I'm going to eat the brownie. So sometimes you eat the brownie, and that's just all I'm saying. And then after you have your second dose of Pfizer, sometimes eating the brownie helps you get through things. But anyway, McDavid, what I was going to ask you is, like, and this goes to everyone, so you guys have time to think about it. In this year and change that we've been to lock up, no shows and stuff, there's been streams everywhere. Twitch has been doing streams forever. So a veteran Twitch streamer will understand this, and podcaster or whatever. There's 1 million people streaming at once. And like I said, right now, there are 4 streams within our circle of other people streaming right now. I know Rebel Comics is streaming right now. Larry's fans, what's up? Comics Cast is streaming right now. Congratulations, Comics Cast, on a year. Mm-hmm. And then that other Dark Place is streaming right now. But there's only 2 people watching them, so it doesn't matter. But with all these people streaming and stuff, I had somebody actually mention last month when we were doing our stream about underground artists. Oh my God, 2 streams at the same time. You're taking somebody's time slot. And there's actually people there's one person right now, who like, I can't believe you're streaming at the same time as me. And they'll actually come up and do streams at the same time as other people because they think they're hurting them. And then I'm of the belief of there's billions of people on this planet. There's millions of people streaming. No one owns a time slot on these streams. And people are going to stream. People are going to stream when they stream, and it's up to you to provide content to get your viewers to watch. And it's also up to you to care about how many viewers are watching. We've peaked and we've dipped, and we're in a dip right now on our stream. But we'll hit a peak again in a little bit, and that's just because I know my audience, and I know where my audience is going. Somebody's attacking David, so but that's all. He's big and tough. He'll be fine. I believe in him. So, Mr. McDavid, what do you think about that?
Well, here's the thing with streams, and that's via podcast or however you people do it. As you said, no one owns a time slot. If they want to be on here, they could be on here. I mean, okay, I'm like, oh, Pete's doing a stream. I'm going to look at that. But it could be Comics Elite doing a stream at the same time. You might be like, well, let me look at that one, and then maybe I'll jump back to Pete's later. What's the problem? There shouldn't be a problem with that. No problem.
I don't think there's any problem with that.
It's 1 second you're here, next second you're there, and some people stay here the whole time. Some people won't. And sometimes they'll leave and come back. No one owns anything. It's just literally content.
We're so on the same page. I literally, on one of my tabs, have Larry from Niobe, Rebel Comics. I have his stream up, and I'm popping into the comments every once in a while I'm talking to you guys, because that's what you do. you have 2 or 3 tabs open and you watch different streams. When I was down with COVID and when I wasn't sleeping, the only thing I would have is I'd put a stream on my phone. Oh, it's such and such streaming. Cool. Click. Fall asleep. Oh, is this guy streaming at the same? Like, you go to where you want to go. Vincent, what do you think?
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you talking to me? Yeah. I think that, okay, well, here's my take on it. If somebody has a stream on that interests me personally to a high degree, and also I'm supposed to be on, I'm going to feel inclined to go see the thing that I want to see rather than think that maybe I've got that much interesting to add. So that's my perspective on it.
And that's fair. It's a personal choice. It's I want to do like if I know my friend is doing a stream on fixing cars, but somebody else is on a stream about cheeseburgers. Look, my studio's name is Fat Guy Inc. I'm checking out the cheeseburger stream, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And that's
Exactly.
the perfect stream. That's the perfect segue to get into David. David, what do you think?
Cheeseburgers.
Yeah, see, yeah, exactly. See?
No, I'm only watching the streams that I'm on. I don't watch anything else. No, oh no, no. I agree. This is a really cool time in my life when I used to be in the management. I used to be have to deal with like a lot of management problems, and then things altered in my life to where now that I have time to listen to podcasts, I have time to enjoy other point of views by podcasting, watching streaming, and all that. And it's pretty amazing now that I have a ability to do that I get to see from Joe Rogan to you to
Look, I'll choose Joe Rogan over most people any day. I'm going to be completely honest with everybody.
Yeah.
His podcast is fucking phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal.
I'm able to listen to his full podcast as I drive during the day. It's so amazing, and not just being to be a part of your show is like is amazing because I've watched him for like 2 or 3 years before I got to be a part of this show, and I'm like, wow, here I am a part of the show. It's not Joe Rogan, but it's a show.
No, it's not.
But you know what I mean? It's a show.
I know exactly what you mean. No, and I'm gonna look, and I tell people this all the time, and hopefully Phil will be able to escape Alcatraz and come over here on this side. I'm not petty at all. Anyway, God damn it!
But I've done. I've done like Ultimate Fighting.
Yeah,
I've done
I like it. Yeah.
I've done all that, so I enjoy watching Joe Rogan talk about all that.
Mm-hmm.
So coming back to,
I like watching YouTube videos of Joe Rogan kicking things because the guy kicks like a shotgun. The guy's oh my god! And you would never have thought it because he's so stoned. It's great.
He kicks harder than most people than the professional people.
Yeah. And guys have said that. Fighters have said that.
He has broke a world record of kicking. He is that.
Although I'm going to stop this, and then we're going to get to Javier's opinion on everything. I will say this, just a completely outside the box. I still think that the toughest fighter and my favorite fighter, and I think the best fighter in UFC is Amanda Nunes. It's Amanda. She's just. McDavid doesn't agree with me. I'm sorry, she's a monster.
I'm on the fence with that one.
She's a monster. I also love the fact that she murdered Cyborg, so I was so happy about that because she did murder Cyborg.
I'm gonna tell you, they all are amazing. I mean,
yes, no. They all look.
I got to tell you this. I trained in mixed martial arts when I was younger, and this is when it wasn't cool. It wasn't right out there, and I got offered to do mixed martial arts or to go to WCW. Mixed martial arts didn't have no money. There was no money there, and so when I got offered to do that, I looked at it, when I went to WCW. Now that being said, that when I'd also bounced. So when I bounced, I wasn't the toughest guy in the room. I was just the most trained guy in the room. So there's a difference between being trained and being the toughest guy. And when I grabbed a hold of somebody, I knew what to do with them and how to handle it and how to any situation. Now that being said, now there's hundreds and hundreds of people that are trained that way now. So I think Joe Rogan calls them nerd killers or whatever. But there's people out there that go to these MMA mixed martial arts training, and they have the boxing, the wrestling, the jitsu, the kung fu. I mean, they have all these all these training that I had. And when I was bouncing, I was a different level than people. When I grabbed a hold of somebody, they were like, "What is going on here?" And he don't fight fair, But now it's how people live and breathe, And so to have this ability to control people, it's amazing. But everybody has it now. I mean, not everybody, but there's a lot of people have it. So I feel sorry for the bouncers of nowadays. The people who have to do security nowadays, because if you grab the wrong person and you don't know what you're doing, you're in a lot of trouble.
Quickly.
I watch Roadhouse. I'm good.
There was an altercation, and I'm going to tell this quick story. Then we'll go to Javier's opinion on streams. It was at a TGI Fridays, not the one I worked at the time. It was another one. It was one of our sister stores, and I was just there. And a couple of us were hanging out, not even drinking, just kind of hanging out, eating. And for some odd reason, a fight broke out in the main vestibule area, and it was a big fight. So I ran, being, I'm the big guy and I work for the company. I should go help, and I look at all the other waiters and they're all, the size of my arm. So I'm like, yeah, I should probably go out there. So I go out, and then I obviously I'm going to go to the big guy who's standing on top of a little guy and just beating the snot out of him. I turn him around and I just grab him and I lock his arms. So his arms are flailing like this under mine, and I control his body. I got him. If I wanted to, I could have moved my hip and flipped him over. That's just because I wrestled in high school. That's the only reason why I knew that, and that's as far as I was going to go. But I wasn't going to do that because I didn't want to lose him and then have him kick the shit out of me, because that's all I got. So I'm holding this guy, and they pick up the kid and they break it up and everything. My buddy comes up to me. He's like, "You okay?" And I'm holding this guy, and he's trying to get out, but I have my elbows locked, so he's not getting anywhere. And the guy said, "Let me go." I'm like, "Dude, I can't even feel my arms. You're not going anywhere until the cops come." So then they're going to move my arms for me, and that's exactly what happened. And and that's all I got. And now anybody who watches this video will know if they ever get in a fight with me, just don't let me lock my arms like that, and they'll be fine, because that's all I got. But other than just being big and throwing. But Javier, streams.
Yes,
what do you think? Does one person own a time slot?
Of course not. Nobody owns my time slot. My time is the most important stream anywhere.
See, I told you his ego. Wait. Let's.
Hold on.
There you go. There we go. Now it's.
Listen. My life is a stream, bro. Everybody's life is a stream. I just don't share it. Everybody else's stream is just background noise for me, and I put it on when I need that background noise, when I wanna just not be alone in a room.
I put on the rain noises.
That'll put me to sleep. That's not good.
You'll actually hear that on my drawing streams if you come on during my drawing streams, because a lot of the times the music will get banned or something. So, but the rain is non-copyright. So you can put the rain on, and I have background noise.
I met a guy that was blind, and he ordered thunderstorms from recordings from all around the world, and he would say, "Yeah, this one is in Borneo. Oh, this one is in Rio de Janeiro. This one is in some weird place in Australia." By the sounds of the forest when the rain starts. I mean, I lost that job because I wasn't really delivering, but that dude was so freaking cool. That's pretty cool. I totally get that. Yeah. But, streaming, back to the topic, streaming, man, I'm not a fan of any streaming. If something happens while I'm on Facebook and somebody says, "Hey, I'm streaming," I may put that on. But then again, I don't know if I have another 10 minutes to listen to you, because, I have to draw. I either draw or I'm a dad or I'm a husband. And between those three things, I
Right.
can't be a fan too. As it is, I got a stack of comics from 3 weeks that I didn't go. I have only halfway through them. I have a whole, heavy metal magazine I haven't looked at. That's embarrassing as a fan of, heavy metal. But
Yeah.
guess what? Real life keeps me busy enough. Blessed are those who, you know, can enjoy a stream from beginning to end and enjoy that on a consistent basis. Me, it's if it's you, Pete, I may put you on. If it's Jarrell, or what's the other Steve Lytic on Fridays, he's coloring, which is something I want to learn how to do. So I may put him on the background while I'm drawing, just to hear other people, other creatives, so that way I don't feel all alone. That's what streaming means to me.
Yeah, I'm lucky that my job is able to, as I drive, listen. I can't watch,
Right.
but I can listen. And I'm like him. I mean, if I'm not if I'm not drawing, I'm working. If I'm not working, I'm doing something else for the family. I'm a husband and a father first. Then I'm a worker. Then I'm the comic book artist. I hate to put that on the back burner, but it is the back burner because that's the starting. You know, the husband and father is first, just like Javier says. That's the most important thing in my life, and I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing without that. First, uh, you know, um, streaming and having this time to enjoy this. I thank God for my wife because she's dealing with me sitting here walking around looking beautiful. She's walking around. You can't see her, but I can. She's looking beautiful, walking around, and enduring me doing this at this time. And is someone else talking? Y'all hear background music?
I think
Talking?
Pete has another stream going right now.
Oh yeah, I
So
have another stream going. That's okay.
No, I got a phone call.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I got a phone call and I was trying to figure it out. Sorry.
That's okay. No, but I'm just saying that you know, I enjoy podcasts. I enjoy watching David Finch draw. I enjoy
hmm
watching Jim Lee draw. I enjoy watching. I mean, this is an amazing time in our lives that we can
Yeah.
watch Javier draw. I mean, amazing artists draw online and watch them do this technique that I'm learning from these guys. I mean, and yeah, Javier, you're one of the guys I learned from, and you're the one that started me out. I walked up to you and I said, "How's my drawings?" You go, "These are good. These are like I'm your competition." I said, "No, I'm not. You're."
See, wait, hold on, really quick, because I had a conversation with somebody about that today. Yes, we're all in a con or whatever. We're all competing for work and stuff, technically. But as artists, we're still a community, and I'm not going to get on a soapbox or anything, but I have my circle is small. I have my Son of Saint Angel, Atramesser Jay, No Flutter, Jen, and then my buddy Brendan from Fat Guy Inc. Studio. And yes, I compete with them for sales and stuff, but that's already understood, so I'm not worried about that. I don't think about that. I really only compete with myself to get better. However, and this is my model. This is the way I look at it. But I use all of them as inspirations. Like okay, Jen, No Flutter. She has 40,000 fans on Instagram for a reason. She's stupid. In fact, I'm just going to blow up her spot for a second. She's stupid talented, okay? And I get inspired by that. But at the same time, along the same lines, we'll all sit there and we'll help each other out. If somebody's having trouble, I don't know how to draw like a skirt. Well, she does, and she helps us out. It's like, well, how do you do armor? Well, I do. Let me help you out. And then we all still, help each other and, and things like that. It's incredible. This is some of her stuff right here. I'll
Oh
full screen
damn!
that. Yeah, she's just a monster. And she'll know I'm talking about her, and she'll just show up eventually. See, that's just her
That's
sketching, and
amazing.
then that's just sketching, and then I'm trying to find the good stuff. Where's the good stuff?
Man, I want
Okay,
to get
here's the good stuff.
I want to get my daughter out here. She is
That's the
so
good
amazing.
stuff.
Oh, wow,
Aubrey,
that's
she
good.
can draw like this. It's amazing.
You know, and then she's digital. She can do traditional. She can paint and stuff, but she's digital.
Mhm.
She's doing all of this digital, but she shows her work. You know what I mean? You know, they told you that in math. Do show your work. Like I
Right.
look at this shit and I go, wow. It's like when I look at Master Kim. Oh, good. I'm just gonna throw all my art supplies away because fuck this. I can't be better than that. That's the competition. But then at the same time, you go, wow, she's really good. I gotta work harder. And I think that's where I start competing with myself. Like I need to get better. How do
That
you
is
guys
it.
feel? Yeah. Okay.
Right,
Good. Okay.
right there. That is it. I need to work harder. I
Yeah.
mean,
I need to get
again,
better.
I keep blowing you up, Javier, but your work is so
No,
clean,
that was
man.
McDavid. You elbow dropped before.
I'm so different. I know I'm different than you, but your work is so clean. I wish I could be just as clean as you.
You
I
see,
mean, your
mine.
work is so sweet. It's so. I mean, it is like I'm looking at every picture, and it's like a computer drew it. And I know you're doing inks. I know you're drawing it. I'm like, ugh. I'm like, my pin marks are like this, you know. And I'm
See,
like, this is Javier. Yeah, I'm doing Javier stuff.
see, Javier's like,
But
he's like, oh yeah, like he's working on his color and all this stuff. I show this to everybody. You're telling me you're working on your color. I'm like, I think you got your color down tap.
Thank you.
yeah, you don't understand this. McDavid is a fan of everybody. You know, he is the
Pretty much.
man. So Javier, when you need a video done, let's talk to for your next
That's it. That book looks almost familiar. I just
Yeah, I wonder.
And since
Almost.
I'm hoping my drawing's still a cover on the next Kickstarter for what is it? I can't think of the name of it now. Gosh, what is it?
it's catching. Whatever I had is catching.
The Green Tempest. I'm hoping my cover's still there, but if it is, we should get him to do the video work on it. I mean,
Shit.
he will set up a video that blows it out of the water. Who drew that? Javier, you drew that?
I
That's
don't
really
know.
good work there, Javier.
That's not me, man. I don't think
That's
so.
clean.
I don't know,
That's
there's some
clean.
guy named
That's
David or
clean
something like
work
that.
there. It looks like a
Shit.
Yeah,
I gotta
Javier
finish
did
this.
that too.
I gotta
Javier did
finish
that
this.
too.
He traced mine. That's what he did. Now, actually, now that we have this up, speaking of Return to Sender, issue 2 Kickstarter. What's going on? What's the details? And then and like you knew it was going to happen. Like he took a little break and he knew I was about to start talking about Return to Sender 2. Vincent arrives back in the chat. It's magic.
We're talking about Javier. We're talking about Javier.
Well, now we're talking about Return to Sender. So that's one.
That's Javier #1 cover.
Let's go. What's next? What's happening now? The super successful Kickstarter #1.
The cover, or is this the cover?
Oh, damn it! That's the one. That's mine. I drew that. I think I did.
I traced that.
I traced that.
It was an homage.
Oh God, I want that so bad. Oh. You know, Javier is doing. And he doesn't know it yet, but he is doing a cover for #2. You know, for Return to Sender, right? I mean, am I right, Vince? Does Javier know that yet? But
I don't know, but I vote for it.
Yeah. What about David McDavid? You feel that Javier should do a cover for Return to Sender 2?
You guys sure?
Yeah.
That's not a smart move. Huh.
I don't know, maybe.
But only for double the money.
You know, I don't know.
See, that's my agent speaking right
let's
there.
cancel Peat off this. Can we cancel Peat off even though he is controlling this? Can we just look
No,
right
not at
Is there
all.
a button here? Where's the button on my?
Not even a little bit.
I know there's a button, but no. All right. Return to Sender 2 is going to start after me and my wife's 20th anniversary.
Yay!
We're going on for a week, and
Congratulations.
yep. And we were married 20 years. She put up with me 20 years, so I could take her wherever I want in the woods, deep in the woods, and make her try to love me again. Uh, but no, I'm very lucky, guys. I'm telling you, I know I'm gonna take a moment to tell you that I'm the luckiest man in the world to have a wonderful wife that I have.
You see,
That
what we
is,
don't see right now is she just shaking her head and just staring at him with cards saying, "This is what you say."
She's got the bank.
Holding
She's got the.
the
she
cue
actually,
card.
She's got the
she
bank account
actually,
information. That's the only cards that she needs. It's fine.
what are you talking about? She makes more money than me now. Uh, I used to make more money than her, by the way. But she is amazing. She is like Vince tells me this, and I stole it from Vince. I'm gonna tell you this: my wife is not a comic book fan. She does not like this superhero crap whatsoever. That's what she says. But she is a David fan. She is my fan.
Very cool.
Everything and I stole this from Vince because Vince tells me this every time we talk. His wife is his fan, and I am so lucky to have a wife that respects what I do and is willing to jump in and support me in what I want. And I I just can't tell you how lucky I am to have that. Now
Blessed you are.
that being said, and I know Javier is the same way because he wouldn't be doing it if his wife wasn't supporting him. Vince wouldn't be doing it, and McDavid wouldn't be doing it if his. I know you guys are married, and Pete. One day you're going to find someone that loves you for your beard, and you're going to find someone that loves you for what you do too, and I know you're not married, but you're going to find someone, and I don't know if you're dating right now. I haven't talked to you, but I know you're going to find someone that's in love with what you do and you as a person, and that's amazing.
Dating 6 feet apart is really difficult.
Yeah,
It's hard. It's
Wait a minute. A whole
not if you're
entertainment
blessed
arm is
with. No, I'm
built
just joking.
on relationships done on the internet. Come on.
no. That's called Pornhub. I'm not. No. I'm not.
I was
Not
thinking
if
more
you could be
catfish,
on
but
porn
okay.
and you're not if you could touch her 6 feet apart without using your hand.
I have a
All
stick.
right, so, anyways,
Wow, David,
Just
keep it
joking.
clean, bro. Above the
Joking.
belt, man.
5 minutes before 10 o'clock, and now we've gone. All right.
I
We've
don't
gone.
turn
All
it.
right.
See me blushing now. All right,
All
no,
right.
no. Just to saying that I'm lucky to have a beautiful wife. And beautiful. That's what I mean. I'm not a. I used to be a good-looking guy, but something happened to me. I turned gray and got old. But I'm lucky to have a beautiful wife that loved me for 20 years, and we're happy to go on forth. Anyways, that being said, now going to Return to Sender 2. After that,
Return to sender two.
Return to Sender 2 is going to be. We already got the story kind of written, me and Vince. We already sat down and talked about it. We've already discussed it. We've already got it worked out. We have a 10-page backup story that is already written too. So not only it's going to have a normal story, it's going to have a 10-page story added to it,
Supersized.
supersized. Vince was thinking about drawing that. I don't know if that's still in play. I know that Javier is going to be doing a cover. I know that McDavid is going to be doing video. I know that Pete is going to be doing advertising and doing pinup and a cover because we got a monster for Pete to draw. We might have two monsters because we got two stories. So we might have two stories, and we got a surprise added on to where I might have another character added to the story.
That's super exciting.
So just to let you know, things are changing with Return to Sender. Not only the main character is changing a little bit. There's going to be another character added in a little bit. There's going to be another two stories added in. It's going to be a blast. I cannot wait to show you what we come up with. Vince is like a brainiac monster.
Aw, shucks.
That is
You're gonna make him blush.
I know. I'm the guy that screws up his Brainiac stories because I'll go, this will be cool if we draw him doing instead of doing this. So, but we somehow work it out to where it fits in the story, and it just blows it out of the water for you to see what we got coming up, because we were going to do Return to Sender 2 before Naked Cannibal Campers, but it came up. But we already had it started. We already had it worked out. We already had the 10-page story. So when Return to Sender 2 comes out, you're going to have probably a 30-page story, or a 32, 34-page story, almost a 40-page story, probably, when it works out.
Very cool. That's exciting. Now, you said this time, when are you thinking you're gonna launch a Kickstarter? When, and then we're not holding you to this. What's your target? If we lived in a perfect world and everything happened, crowdfunding?
Well, things work out now because I'm hoping to keep my job, put me up to 60 hours a week. Now I'm down to where I can officially, I'm in knocking out a page a day, pretty much, page every 2 days or whatever. If they keep me at 8 hours a day, I can knock it out. I'm hoping. I'm going to take a break. When I say take a break, we're going to do some signings. We got Retro Rat signing for Naked Cannibal Campers, because they shoot. Maybe I could send that. I want to send that because Vince drew a Retro Rat cover, exclusive cover, and I'm going to send it to you, Pete. Sorry, I got to show this. It's unbelievable, and it's colored by Phil.
Oh, then I'm not showing it.
I wouldn't show it either, but
garbage.
Yeah.
Garbage. Phil, we're kidding. Phil's stuck in Alcatraz right now, unfortunately. So, and I'm making fun of him. That's not fair. Sorry, Phil. Love you.
All right. That is colored by Phil. He did our crystal ball cover, which I was drawing.
I remember the crystal ball cover. It was freaking phenomenal.
It was. And
let me pull this up.
Come
on, computer.
But this is my buddy Vince, unbelievable artist too. I mean, I don't know why I'm drawing. He should be drawing. I should just be sitting back and pointing or
raking in the money.
Because Javier and Vince talent. All right, the two guys' heads are the three guys on there are the owners of Retro Rat, and the three guys that are on there, and that is Vince's cover.
That's fantastic.
That really is good.
It's unbelievable.
So Retro Rat Toys is in Largo.
Exclusive cover only. Go ahead, Vince.
I was just going to say, Retro Rat Toys is in Largo, Florida, and they are ordering a limited amount, obviously, of this cover to be a store exclusive.
Oh, that's cool.
The day that we get the books back to start shipping out, we're going to have an appearance in the store. We're going to sign as many of the covers as people want. We're going to help them sell every last copy. And one of the owners has been after me to do some artwork for him for a long time. And I finally was able to get around to doing something that, would be, I felt something that he would really appreciate. And this was an opportunity to do that.
It's pretty fantastic. Now, I have two things about this cover that I really enjoy, but I'm going to ask the first one. I'm going to get Javier's opinion too, Javier, because I know what type of artist you are and stuff like that. I wanted to ask you because I know you've gotten a chance to look at this right now. How amazing is the tent?
I gotta say,
how dope is that tent?
No kidding. I mean,
right?
It's so hard to make things look realistic, so that way the supernatural just jumps out at you
and three-dimensional.
That is fantastic. I mean, I would have done a pyramid with a couple of strings and I'm done.
The fact the water
going, you
can see the water behind it.
everything.
Yeah, you can check the model number.
Yeah, one
Yeah,
of the
the
things
trees in the background, that whole mountain range in the back, the foliage in the midground in silhouette that's pointing at the main characters. It's fantastic.
Thank you, thank you.
See,
I
it's
was I worked from a photographic collage that I
okay.
put together, and it was important to me that the setting really paint the picture for where they were. Now, this is not really a scene from the movie or anything.
Hmm.
This is like an idealized version of basically the title. You know, you got the campers, they're up to no good. And I just wanted to show that a couple of the owners of the store were hoodwinked into losing their lives. And the guy, walks in, haphazardly walks into the scene and, oh no, this is terrible. I need to get out of here before I suffer the same fate. But I feel like, and I'm glad that you noticed that because the tent was something that I feel that really gives it this verisimilitude and makes it seem real.
It makes it deep as hell, is what it does. It's really a
Yeah.
deep, like the mountain being just barely there to all the detail coming up front. It really adds a little pop, and that's the other thing I kind of want to segue into too. Um, I have another question for you, Vincent, and I'm because I'm looking at these things right now.
Okay.
Are you a sneakerhead? Are you?
No.
Because I'm sitting here going like, their kicks are pretty dope. Like
Yeah.
right in the
Hmm.
foreground, her sneakers are awesome, and then the pink sneakers back there are like, these are some pretty fire sneakers that are going on. Like, what's going on here?
Um,
David
you know,
into sneakers? Vince is into
it,
sneakers?
it's funny that you would bring that up because when my wife looked at the original drawing, she goes, "Oh, I don't really like those shoes at all." I said, "Well, really, I'm not trying to draw to your taste, babe. I'm just trying to draw shoes that look like shoes,
Right.
and and I want them to appear as realistic as possible, and using a few simple lines." And I feel like I accomplished that, and
No,
and I'm glad,
you nailed
I'm
it.
glad, I'm
Yeah, you
glad
did.
to know that people appreciate those little details because that's what makes it fun to me.
Well,
See, and it's
just to let you know, we're starting a Kickstarter tomorrow on sneakers.
okay. Good.
We
Yeah,
got
there you go.
we
Stretch
got
goal.
two
Now,
balls, one pink and one black. Just
see,
let
but
you.
now what's funny? See,
I don't know why, but we're starting.
I would have drawn the sneakers just because I wasn't in the mood to draw toes. Because I did that on the watercolor I did for us. I remember doing the toes. I'm like, oh my god, they all have toes. I'm drawing
Uh-huh.
30 toes right now. Shit. But you solved that by giving them sneakers, and that's such a brilliant. Everybody gets sneakers in all my drawings from now on. That's
Oh
just it.
well,
Everybody gets sneakers. No, but that's really fantastic.
thank
Shout
Now,
you.
out to Nike. Yeah.
right now, again, we were. What was the? I'm sorry, maybe I missed it. What were you thinking of as a target for a Kickstarter?
Sneakers. We're gonna do sneakers.
No. For the date for Return to Sender.
One pink. No. We're doing pink sneakers and black sneakers
David,
starting tomorrow. What? What are you talking about? All right, wait. I gotta show you
he's
something. Hold
asking
on.
about kind of when they can expect that we're going to start really promoting the second issue of Return to Sender
See the
in
sneakers right
crowdfunding.
here.
He's gone.
Vince,
He's
Vince
gone,
started
Vince.
about the sneaker.
He's
Vince
gone.
started that. All right. No. We were thinking about. We're going to start it probably about a 2 months or so. No, three.
So
I'd say 3
summertime.
months.
Summertime.
Reasonable.
So as of right now,
Because we're taking
give or take.
summertime, because we're taking a month off. We're going to take a month off. Now, don't get me wrong. We're taking a month off, but we're going to be collective and doing a signing. We're going to do a signing at Retro Rat. We're going to do a signing at Read More Comics. We're going to do a signing at Emerald Comics. We're going to do a signing at some other place. I forgot. We're going to have set up signings. But Javier, since you're local, maybe we can get you involved in some of these signings, and you come enjoy it and sell some of your artwork too. Maybe we can
Okay.
do a thing. I would love to do that.
I think basically what Dave needs more than anything is a little bit of a breather, because when one of the hitches that we ran into was when we started this with the COVID thing going on. David's work week kind of went down to about 20 hours a week, and I believe we were both expecting that that was going to stay in place for a while and maybe build back up slowly hour wise, and then they just turned around and started making him giving him 50 hours, 60 hours a week, and it kind of threw a wrench into the works as far as how smoothly we thought everything was going to go at the very beginning of the project. So I think Dave is about ready for just a little bit of a breather, so he can have some perspective on where we all want to go next with the story.
Yeah,
Oh
you do
God,
need
yes.
that buffer as creative people. You need that buffer
Yep.
between one project and the next. You got to
Yeah,
recharge. And also,
yeah,
nobody else is going to reward you for finishing this project. So you got to reward yourself because you're worth it.
right.
And that's it. We got to reward ourselves. We got to all the money. We made quite a bit of money. Don't get me wrong. We made quite a bit of money, but all the money is spent. I mean, all the extras we're getting. We want to give a decent print so we can sell to other people besides the people from Kickstarter. Most of the money is going back to getting a big size print run. Not only we're getting print comic books, but the producers are getting some of the comic books. So we got to make sure they're getting their comic books. Matter of fact, Vince is creating a cover for them, and they're getting 3 covers. They're getting two of them that looks like the DVDs. There is a naughty and nice version, we always say, and then Vince is doing an unbelievable colored version of the cover, and they're getting those, and they're getting like 25% of the print run after sells after the Kickstarter is completed. So we want to make sure they get enough to sell. We get enough to sell, and that's where the break is going to have to come in to when we're selling the product that we produced. We got we were lucky enough to have an amazing audience that is jumped in and bought a lot of product that we got to ship out, and again, that's also in the cost. So
Well,
you're getting
yeah. Let me just say where you said we made a lot of money. Well, we got a lot of money towards the purchase. We haven't made any money yet.
me and Vince has made
Yeah, that's the
zero
that's
zero
well,
dollars.
that's one of the first things I learned from a couple of guys. Again, talking to guys from Third Empire and Larry from Niobe and stuff like that, is that if you play your cards right, William Sam Quinton from 47 Furious Tales definitely talked to me about this in length. I've learned that you don't, if you play your cards right, you factor in what Kickstarters are going to take out for themselves, you factor in shipping, you factor in production costs. If you break even on your first 3-4, you're cool.
Yeah,
And if you that's good. That's actually a sign of success. If you can run a couple successful Indiegogos to help pay for the next one, you're doing even better. And then maybe after 5 or 6, hey, I'm a rock star. I might make a little bit of money off this, but don't quit your day job.
yeah.
This is definitely
And
You
I'm going to
definitely
tell
want to
you,
do this because you love it.
right. It's a for
yeah,
the love of the game thing. Yeah.
and I'm going to tell you this. This number 2, we were hoping it would make this. I mean, the Naked Cannibal Campers. We were hoping it would make this. It would never in our dreams that we would think, and Javier would tell you this, that our second comic book would ever make this much money.
I remember that first stream where Vince was
Right.
shooting the moon and David was like, "We're fucked." I'm like, "Okay, all right."
Yeah. That
Basically,
was the
that's it.
vibe. Yeah.
That's basically that's it. You didn't know if you were fucked, and you didn't know if you were shooting for the moon. The point is, we were shooting. And
Right.
Again, Return to Cinder was the same idea. We did not know. what we were going to make. And luckily, we had the opportunity to be successful there too. And then that pushed us, the quality of the comic book, the success of what we did, and the professionalism of what we've done, and involved in that too, is pushed us to a level to where that Naked Cannibal Campers took on a new whole creation. And then adding the talent that we had, of course, Javier has always been there with us. Add the talent that we have, Pete, David, Chris Hall, Phil. I can't name them all. I'm gonna try to name them all. Andrew Plate is done. Pat Plate. I don't know. Pate. Andrew Pate has done the interior colorist.
Jason
Firestone has done a couple of Luke Stone. What's the other guy? The one that is doing green.
See that he doesn't even remember his guys. No, I'm kidding.
Green tickets. I know. I got so many. I really do. I got so many involved in this.
Yeah, we got a lot of good folks, helping us along, and we appreciate every one of them. And it's everything they're doing only enhances the entire project.
And to be a part of it, to trust us enough to go, like Javier is like, I got you. I'll draw this. You pay me later. That is so amazing. That talent, and Javier, I'm gonna blow you up again. To have such a talent, to be able to trust me that much, to where I can just say, hey, can you do this for me, and I'll pay you in 3 months. And he goes, sure, no problem. I got you. And I'm like, oh, and again, I try to hand that over to other people too. I mean,
let me just say this about Javier. One thing I like about working with that guy is you just give him the bare idea of what you want. You don't have to give him a lot of details. He's already starting to see the big picture in his mind, and you're going to love what he comes up with.
Oh, it's amazing. Javier thinks that's a blessing that I go, Javier, I need this. And he goes, okay. And he goes, man, it's so amazing to work with you, because all you do is tell me this and I just come up with it and you're okay with it. Because whatever you do is amazing. And how can I not like what you do? You could draw a stick figure and I'd be going, that is going on the cover, So
you guys are embarrassing me. Thank you. It's so nice.
Good.
No, what they're making is your page rate go up.
Yeah.
Listen, no. David just said I'll work for free.
Oh, you know what I meant? You know what I meant was he's okay. He's okay.
All right. Actually, everybody, he's okay.
There you go. You keep this up, I'm gonna lose my hair, bro.
Hey, Pete.
What I do?
Well, mine's going great.
I shaved mine.
Just to let you know.
Well, no, Pete, what I do?
I said
I
got
just
something
going down to
what do you got for me? What does Mr. McDavid have for me?
Look, I just tried to share something.
Yes. Oh, shit. I'm sorry.
Let's see what he's got.
Oh, hold on. Let's flip
Damn!
Oh,
damn, man! All right.
Wow.
That looks awesome.
That is going on the deluxe version.
That's a cover. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And
No, that is
I couldn't resist.
That is
I'm
our
sorry.
motion covers that we call. That is our motion covers. That is going. We shouldn't go on the deluxe version because it's only supposed to go to Indiegogo. Look at that. That is amazing. I don't understand why you didn't do the blood running and all that. David, you're not that great.
He did.
He had the blood running on his head.
Yeah, underneath the heads, it's moving.
Nice.
Stop it.
Now, really quickly, because I know we talked about the color.
And
just guess who's here? He's freed himself. He has escaped Alcatraz.
Yeah, where am I?
He has escaped Alcatraz.
Oh,
You mean
God,
The
it's
Rock.
been a day, man, a day.
He has escaped, ladies and gentlemen, colorist extraordinaire, Mr. Phil Leon. Thank you, Phil. These are your colors that are moving on the screen.
That is awesome. Who did that moving stuff? That is so cool.
Who did the moving? Who always does the
I
moving
know
stuff?
who did that. It looks great, man.
David.
That's cool. I dig it. Water moving around, all the good
It
stuff.
actually
man.
fits the color. That sky fits the drawing. That is amazing.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Thank you,
Very
Harold. That looks
complimentary.
good.
Yeah, that's the thing. I always
It
look
really,
at-
really though.
I just want to enhance it. I don't want
Nice
to
work.
take anything away from it.
You did you
Well,
blew it out of the
you
water.
did it.
That
You're
is
great at that. You're great at that,
You,
man.
you nailed
Yeah,
it.
you are.
I
Yeah, you
dig
are.
it.
Can we put that on? Can we send that to everybody, or is that exclusive cover? We can.
Well, that's
Well,
up to you guys.
my personal feeling on that is let's just wait until the book comes out, and then that'll be fine.
All right, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. It might make people want to buy it more, you know. All right, so just to say that we got amazing people like Phil, we got amazing people like Javier Lugo, Miro McDavid, Vince. I mean, an amazing person, David Summy. We and Pete. You got this. This is not my project. This is not. It's our project. That's why I tried to, and it's so cool that everybody jumped into it as our project. It wasn't Phil. Phil did one cover at one time. Now he's done two covers. But the thing is that Phil took it on as his project. Pete did a pinup, took it on as his project, and did now 3 pinups or 4 pinups. So it's so amazing that this is not just something that I fell into. It's that we have a group of creators that are amazing people that come together, that form this one massive force that created that. Now that we're sitting here, if you look at it, that we're sitting here at $7,000, everybody. $7,000 for a second comic book for a company. That's unheard of.
It's like Voltron, man. We all form the one thing, man.
Yeah.
True.
I gotta ruin it, Phil.
Yeah, Javier, you've
Come
been
on.
here in the business a long time. How many second comic books hit that level?
Well, listen, I barely just had my second comic book after 15 years drawing. I just hit my second comic book of my own that I've been involved in. It's rare. It's not as easy as it sounds. The first one always is so exciting. You're so motivated to get it done, and you're so grateful when it's done. But then you realize, oh my gosh, the train is back at the station. I gotta get that sucker started again and get that coal in. I gotta get the heat. I gotta get the whole massive thing moving. And you don't know if the tracks are there. You don't know if the bridge is out. You just gotta go. And a lot of people don't have it to get that second issue. David, it's my turn to blow you up, brother, because so many people swear up and down, oh, I'm gonna make
I don't have enough. I don't have enough
stories.
screen room for his.
You can black me out. That's fine. Give it to David.
Okay.
Because here's the thing, David. So many people talk about it, but don't do it. And David, you did the opposite. You said it. You didn't talk it up. You put all your effort in getting it done. Now, to me, Naked Cannibal Campers is issue 2. Issue 2 in your career, in your production, Vincent, in yours as well. And you know what? You're guys are already talking about issue 3 from your company.
Yeah.
You know what? That, at least for me, that's probably like maybe 1 in 40 people that I've interacted with and drawn for that have gotten to a second, done it, and going to the third. Listen, you guys deserve to enjoy the rewards of this and and keep this going, because that's why I'm involved too. I can understand how precious it is when somebody has the excitement you have, David, the skills you have, Vincent, the uniqueness that everybody brings to the table, Leon, David. It's tremendous, and I would be stupid to say no, David. I don't want to draw a cover for you. Hell no. I'd be dumb. I'd rather shoot myself in the foot to say no to you at this time. So, listen, it's a great ride. I get a cover out of it, which is fantastic. I don't have to draw 22 pages. Oh,
Nice.
thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Thank you.
But you know what?
Do it
Between
next
all
one.
of us, we get it. Okay, so yeah, thank you, David, for having me, along, for bringing me aboard and keeping me aboard.
Well,
Oh
thank
yeah.
you for being there. And
Yeah,
guys, thank
I'm gonna
everybody.
piggyback. I'm gonna piggyback off that, and I've said this before, and I have no problem saying it again. I thank Vincent and David for even thinking of me. I don't know where you guys saw me or saw my work or thought, "Hey, you want to do a pinup?" I'm like, there was no way. I don't know how fast I answered yes, but there was
Hell
no way
yeah.
I was saying no because I wanted to be a part of something. You guys, I guess you guys saw the fat guy looks hungry, which whatever. But you definitely saw the hunger in me, and that's one of the reasons why you put faith in me, and I appreciated that, and that's why I wanted to go that extra mile for you guys. But at the same time, just talking is like, wow, these guys are about it, and these guys are about their business, but they're being really, yeah, I used the word, they're being really transparent, but they're really nice. Like,
The
this is
real
cool
deal.
because I had spoken with a lot of, and Phil, you were there for a lot of it. I had spoken with a lot of other um, Kickstarter indie comic guys, and it was like, first off, they had no idea who I was. And most of them still don't. A lot of them don't care who I was. It's like, no, how many crowdfunds have you done? None. Ew, like they would look at me like I was a fucking leopard. And I'm like, cool. Oh, you guys are like the sketch card people. Awesome. Fucking A. Sorry, and I would say no offense to the sketch card people, but I asked,
Offense meant, yeah.
how can I, oh, I'd love to do a set of those. How can I, why are you walking away from me? We were just having a conversation. They won't tell
Yeah.
you shit about how to get into sketch cards. Okay, cool. Eat shit. Anyway, sorry. I'm believe it or not, out of Fat Guy Inc., out of the two of us, I'm the bad cop. Just so everybody knows, I'm bad
Mhm.
cop. I'm just so everybody. I'm not the likable one. Go figure. But I appreciated that you came at me with integrity, you came at me with enthusiasm, and you wanted to work with me. You wanted me to be part of the team, and I'm like, holy shit, this is cool. What do you want me to do? Do this pin, and it was like on my brain for like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And then yeah, obviously we talked about it before. Well, it's women, so I got to do it Michael Turnery because that's how I do it anyway. And I got to but they're cannibals, but I don't want to make them zombies. And I didn't want all the thoughts because I wanted to and yes, I would have put that thought into a lot of other projects, but I really just wanted to, as just gratitude. That's the word, gratitude. I wanted to put my effort in just to show you guys the gratitude, and I want to keep doing it. Whatever else you guys want me to do, I'm in. Like that's why I have no problems with the streams and with all the stuff. Like, let's go, let's dance, let's
Cool.
get it,
Love it.
Yeah.
let's
Oh
get
yeah.
it.
Yeah. And I feel like we're a bunch of misfits that are
Oh,
successful. That
uh,
are making it. You know what I'm saying? We're not
except for
supposed
McDavid,
to. We're not.
he's a rock star.
Yeah. 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 Well, I mean, we're not supposed to, except for him. We're not supposed to make it. But yet here we are doing it, and we're making it, and we're making this dream that we all had when we were little. I'm sure we're all at a certain age in our time that what are we doing? We're doing comic books, guys. We're doing what we dreamed of doing. It
Really
might not
quickly,
be
hold on, really quickly. I want to
it might
Chet
not be
just mentioned in the chat. Chet just mentioned in chat that this is his 3-month anniversary as a subscriber to my channel. Chet, I really appreciate that. Thank you. I
Woohoo,
appreciate it,
Chet.
bro. Dave, keep on going. I'm sorry about that. I just, but
no,
that's
no,
kind of
no.
a
That's
thing.
awesome. That's just I mean, except for Javier doing Green Tempest, doing the superhero fight scene above all everything. But we, I never dreamed that I would draw a Western supernatural. I never dreamed that I would draw a horror movie, comic book. But I sit there and now I'm looking at it going, wow, we did something that is pretty amazing. And I say we, I I did a lot of work on this, but it's we guys. I mean, if it wasn't for McDavid doing that unbelievable movie clip that just blew everybody out of the water, if it wasn't for Phil doing that one unbelievable, you know,
It's called an
what was it,
illustration, Dave.
crystal ball drawing. I mean, crystal ball coloring, and Vince coming up with some of the ideas almost. I mean, he sketched that crystal ball drawing I did. He sketched it out first. I mean, there's like
Well, it was a layout.
the layout, and he's done probably 40% of the 50% of the book layouts. I'm like going.
I got
No
one
problem.
right
He
here.
goes, no problem.
Oh.
Yeah, see, that's right there. He goes,
Yeah, I'm
here,
going.
let me do this for you. And he sent that to me. And look, I'll show you that picture. Hold on.
He's trying to one up
This
you,
one.
Vince.
No. This is from his drawing. All right. Now, after you see that, look at that. Now look at mine. Oh, what?
So Dave, yeah, one of the things that the reason I decided to maybe kind of
Don't look
write
at
it.
the book. What are you looking at the book for? It's not your book. You can't see it till it's done. Okay, go ahead.
One of the reasons why I decided to do some thumbnails like that was I felt like Dave he was kind of like, oh, I don't know what to do next. I want to do some more fighting on the next page. I'm like, no, we need to get the story moving ahead. So I thought, well, what I'm going to do to pace the story is do the layouts, and that helped Dave a lot and helped refresh his energy. And it gave him something visual as a cue to see where I wanted to go with writing the story, and it helped out a lot. And I think we're going to work like that from now on.
Right. And again, we talk about the story. We kind of set it up in a verbal talk about it, and then Vince goes, "Here's the story. I wrote it." And then I start drawing it, and I go, "Well, let me do this." Wow. And then he goes, "Hold on, wait a minute. Let me wait a minute. That's not what we were talking about." And then I kind of home down and he goes, "Here, let me draw this for you. Let me draw that for you." And we're like a super team. It's really cool because he has this idea, and I want to spark it up a little bit, or he'll have an idea that I didn't have, and I'll use that as a spark up. It's so cool because we play off each other. That is amazing. I don't know,
Collaboration.
Collaboration. We've been friends for so long that I'm lucky to have him to play off of what we did, because when I first met him, I was a penciler and he was an inker. And
I was a tracer.
He was.
We talked about that already. There's enough tracers. There's enough tracers out there.
I'll tell you the story again because I drew something and he inked it. And he says, "Do I have to go over the line?" No, do something, whatever you want. So he redid some stuff, and I go, "I didn't know I could draw that good." And he goes, "You can't. I drew." So just to add on.
I said, you pay attention, and before you know it, you're going to be doing a lot better.
That's right.
Right.
Amen.
And
That's how my circle rolls. We help each other.
Yeah, but I'm still not better. But his ideas and my ideas just kind of coincide to where we can put out some spectacular, like the next page. I don't know if you saw the next page, and he sketched out the next page, but I made it more electrical, lightning kind of thing. And he goes, "We are sinking pretty good right now."
I swear I thought that was a bottle of Jack Daniels, Vince.
Oh, well, I'm not too much on the Jack, but yeah.
Really quick, because I saw it so small in the corner of my eye real quick, I'm like, God damn, good for you.
So that being said,
yeah, if I have any Jack, I'm not going to drink it from the bottle. I'm not that bad yet.
I was about to say, damn.
I'll tell you what, if he has any Jack, he usually comes over to my house and drinks it.
Fair.
So, but just to let you know, but all of you guys are like that. I mean, again, I can't thank you enough because Javier, Pete, Phil, McDavid, you guys are just like, it's like we're all in sync. I can't tell you enough, is that I gave you a little taste of what I want from you, and you guys put out more than what I can even think of. And this project wouldn't be successful without you guys. I don't care what you say. I don't care. You know, I might be here bringing you together, but I'm not bringing you together. I'm like here being blessed by you guys being around me. So I just want to tell you thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Yeah.
Because
I appreciate
you
it.
guys.
Well, thank you, because we wouldn't be doing it without you two, man.
Well, I appreciate
You're welcome,
it.
David.
You know,
Thank
I really
you for
do.
saying that.
I mean, you guys are
Means a lot.
you guys are bringing my dream to life. You know.
Yeah.
It means
Yeah, I hear that. That's kind of the. I think that's kind of the idea. Of course, it is of what we're doing just as a whole with these like when we were younger. Some of us younger was closer than others, but when we were younger, comic books were a way to enjoy these things that we wanted. It hooked all of us to the point where we wanted to be a part of it. And then
Exactly.
we didn't know, because nobody knows how to make the sausages until you actually make sausages. So you found out that, oh wow, it's actually work. It's not just all fun and games. But
Right.
once you learned how to do the work, you still had that energy and that, oh my god, I'm comic books, yay! And it's all about dreams. It's all about making dreams come true, which is why a lot of the negative stuff really. I know for me it pisses me off. I know I've been speaking to Phil about it for the last year. Just bullshit that goes on. It's and that's everywhere. That's not just. I don't want people to think that the comic, the indie comic, or the comic community is toxic. It's everywhere. It's everything. Everybody
Right.
knows that. But
Yeah, you put enough people together. Yeah, some of us are going to be assholes.
Yeah,
In the world of social media, that
look,
that
you could have a freaking rainbow bright group, and eventually you get enough people in there, it's going to turn into shit. So, I mean,
Yeah.
but the point is, we're making comic books. We're artists. We're creating things, and part of that is creating our dreams and following our dreams. And that's a big emotional thing. That's an important thing. McDavid, you were raising your hand. I'm sorry, or were you just?
Oh, no. Yeah.
You were just twitching. Okay, you were just twitching. Okay, good. All right, his emotions caught him. I'm sorry.
I'm still twitching from my nanobots, man.
Then I understand. Well, like I said, you just escaped Alcatraz, so I understand. But they're going to catch you again. They're going to catch you again tomorrow. Sorry. And I'm sorry. I won't be thinking of you. I won't be thinking of you while I'm at football. I'm sorry. I really won't be. I really
I
won't
actually
be.
wasn't at Alcatraz.
Okay.
I was hanging
Hiding?
with the Indie Comic Cast crew. Man.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that they were on today.
I've
Yep.
got some stuff that I worked on with them, man, and they got some
So-
things.
So really quickly, I did want to say
I'll be right back.
happy anniversary. Yep, happy anniversary. Let's end the stream now while he's gone. No, happy anniversary to Indie Comics Cast, Joe Tolliver and Jero Motos and all those guys over there. Appreciate you guys a lot. Glad I've gotten to do some stuff with you guys. Hopefully, going to be able to do more. We always have my schedule and their schedules always never meet up. But there's a great guys over there. Shout out
Yes, they
also
are.
to the crew that's holding it down over at Rebel Comics right now, streaming, having a great time. And I want to give a special thank you to Rodney Fike Art for hosting the channel. So everybody that's watching us over on Rodney Fike Art's Twitch page, I appreciate ya. That's awesome. Give me a follow, because you're going to see more stuff like this and a lot of drawing and a lot of artwork. Like I said earlier, I know it's unbelievable that it's almost 2 hours and 40 minutes ago, but at the beginning of the show, I told you that this week coming up, I'm going to start regular streaming again and doing art. Now, you guys are obviously, I've told you guys this before. Phil, I know you keep hearing it. You're sick of me hearing it. You guys are always invited. Now, when I stream, I don't do a
I
show.
never get sick of hearing that. I love coming on your show, man.
I never see that.
Yeah.
We call it a show, but it's not a show. I
you know what I'm
just
saying. In
yeah,
this
no, I know
world,
exactly what you're saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's in this world. Show is the right word, but I don't think of it that way, because I'm not doing a thing and I'm not performing. I'm not here to promote.
Okay, this forum.
This for this show. I end up calling it a stream.
Okay, stream. There you go.
When I stream, it's just to draw. It's just to hang out and draw so people can see what I do. If they think it's cool, cool. Even if I get people in telling me I suck, that's cool too. Because where's the quote? There was a quote that I always say that people, if I don't elicit a reaction from, if my art elicits any kind of reaction, it's a success. If it elicits no reaction, then it's a failure. So if I paint something, if I draw something, and somebody walks by and goes, "Wow, that's fucking awesome," I win. Somebody walks past and goes, "Oh my god, that's terrible. That sucks." I win.
It's the win.
If somebody walks past it, fuck, what I do wrong? Like perfect example is I had a girl at a show, a couple. I caught them right away.
For you,
like,
okay.
No. It was no bad. It was a lull. It was a lull in the show. You know when you're at the table and there's a lull in the show for a minute. There's like you get that slow period for a second. And I saw the couple. They weren't like they were just like a couple feet up. But they were social distancing like 4 years early. And then he would point at stuff and be like all excited, like the puppy, looking at puppies. Oh look, look! And she would be like, She was like killing. Yeah, she was killing his vibe like hard. Like he was all into it, but she was shooting everything down. So he came over and started talking to the artist next to us, and she started walking past, and she looked at my partner's stuff. She looked at my stuff and was like, yeah. I'm like, oh, if I can help you with anything, because, I'm trying to be sociable and stuff. She goes, no, it's okay. I'm an artist too. I'm like, oh, what do what do you do? It's like, I do this, but I could do way better than this.
Oh, geez.
Holding one of my prints as it's hanging on the top. She goes, I could do way better than this. And then maybe...
That's my question.
Maybe, well, hold on. Maybe this is why I'm the bad cop of Fat Guy Inc. And because I said, oh, really? Where's your fucking table then?
Thank you. That's right.
And you could see, but I could see it. I didn't look at him, but I could tell that Brendan, my partner, is looking at me like, "Oh my fucking god!"
No, you did the right thing.
But I knew it cost him a night on the couch. But her boyfriend laughed. He started laughing. I'm like, okay, I'm fine. And he goes, okay, he laughed, so you're fine. All right. And it didn't matter anyway. It didn't matter anyway because I would have easily kicked the crap out of both of them if I had to, so it would have been fine.
See, I already know what his partner was thinking. Those words came out of her mouth, and he was probably like, "No!"
Right?
Yeah, but when I came right back because back then I had way less of a filter than I do now. Now I'm a little older, so I'm a little, back then, even way before then, I would have said something. Really, I would have flipped the table. But
same here,
4 or 5 years ago, I just didn't care. Like, I didn't. I really didn't. Like, if somebody critiqued me now, especially somebody like you, Vincent, or David, or Javier, or Phil, if one of you guys would come, like, yo, but I don't know if I like the way you shaded that there. I think you could have done it different. The perfect example I give, because right around the same time, I had met one of our mutual friends, Phil. Phil knows an artist, Greg Kimmett, who's an amazing artist. And I had no idea. We were in a contest together years ago. I had no idea who he was. And then he won. I came in second. I had done a Superman piece. And then hours after the contest, I congratulated him. Hey, congratulations on winning. And he goes, oh, thank you. That was fun. I really liked your stuff. It was really cool. I was hoping that it would end up being you and me. Stuff like that. Really cool. It was very nice. Then he goes, hey, listen, I've been doing this for a while. Do you think can I give you some advice? I'm like, oh, cool. I'm still kind of not new at drawing, but I'm new at doing this, like putting it out in the world. So, yeah. Right. And then maybe I'll ask you guys what you think about this, taking critiques and advice from people. So he goes, well, let me give you some advice real quick, if I may. And then what he did was, which was really cool, he drew over my piece. And he showed me something that I actually really sticks with me till today. He's like, oh, if you add more shading and don't be afraid of using more black ink when you ink. Mm-hmm. Don't be afraid of going dark in your shadows and stuff like that, because your cross hatching is there, but you need to show more darkness and so you can get the more. And he gave me some incredible advice. I was like, oh my god, thank you. Wow, that really does pop more. Absolutely, you're right. And then he goes, wow, you took the criticism. I'm like, it's constructive. I'm learning. You're paying it forward, and I'm learning. So now I can pay it forward to some kid, and I have. And I thought that was really cool. And it was just funny that years later, Phil goes, you know Greg Kimmett? I'm like, yeah, why? He goes, he knows you too. Some contest. I'm like, holy shit. So, small world, especially with the internet. But what do you guys think about that?
One of the things that I really get a charge out of from exposing people to artwork that I do is folks that sit up and take notice of my work and they're surprised by it. They're like, "Oh, you drew this? Yeah, you drew this?
I get that all
Yeah.
the time at tables.
Yeah. Oh, wow, because they can't fathom being able to take their idea and put it on a piece of paper or a piece of canvas. They don't have that thing in them, and but they get a charge out of it just to know that somebody can do that and that it's a handcrafted thing. And I love that. And so one of the things that I learned when you're talking about giving criticism was I used to have do a couple of free classes with kids, and you have to be careful how you word things with kids,
Yep.
and particularly when it comes to giving them criticism, and be very, very encouraging,
That still hurts.
and let them know that whatever they want to draw is fine.
This is shit.
And I think about I've worked with some temperamental artists that their ego just gets blown up, and they think that they're God's gift to creation. And I remember one time having a conversation with John Byrne, and he was not. I said something about I would love to ink over his work. And at the time, I had real long hair, and he said, "Yeah, if you cut your hair, maybe I'll think about it." And I said, "Fuck you, dude! I'm not taking that from you." He says, "Well, I'm one of the top-selling artists. I think I know what I'm doing." I said, "When your work's hanging in the Louvre, maybe I'll give you some props. You just draw comic books like I want to do." And I felt like he was being hypercritical. And not being supportive, and I thought that was the wrong way to go about it. I would have never talked to anybody like. I'm not going to take somebody's crap. I don't care who they are, but I thought, anytime I've ever tried to be encouraging to someone who have an artistic flair, you always have the opportunity to learn something, even if it's what not to do. So if you see another artist's work who you think oh, I can do better than that. I've thought that, but I never tell people that, because sometimes I'm like, oh, I see elements in this piece that I like, and then I'm encouraging to them about that if they ask me, and that's what you have to do. You have to be generous with your criticism and highlight what they're doing right, and don't tell them what they're doing wrong. They'll figure that out.
Right, exactly.
I agree, but just to let you know, Vince and I both, when we met each other, we both had really long hair. I know we short hair now.
What happened?
We had long hair.
Deserters!
I used to have long hair too, man.
No.
Yeah, Phil?
Vince had really curly long hair. I'm talking about it was out there, like this far out.
I had the big hair.
He had the hair that was like this, and he had turned sideways to walk through a door. It was really big. But
Wow, must have been glorious.
It was glorious. It was rock star glorious.
My wrestling name was Vince Charming.
Here you go. Look at that mane. Look at that mane.
That's not you.
Wow.
You photoshopped the shit out of that.
Phil,
No, I
so that's not
didn't. Only the
I love
background, man. Only the background.
Phil, those glasses are not your glasses. Don't lie.
They're not. They're not even really there, man.
He traced that.
I traced my glasses on.
Pass that off as his own.
Off of Javier's drawing.
And he's passing it off as his own.
Drawing.
We had a long conversation. There you go.
Oh, I like it.
That looks
I
like
like
you.
In real
That
life,
is
there
a
you go.
that is a realistic picture of you, right?
Yeah, that's me right there,
That's
man.
not
That's
even-
the real
that's,
deal.
That's not even a drawing. That's a realistic picture of what you look like.
Drawn to scale.
There you go. We had a long conversation. A part of the show before, Phil, was a lot, and I know you see it being in as many groups as you're in, about a lot of the tracing and art theft that's going on, and people taking shit and doing homages and claiming it that it's theirs and shit like that. And I know that bugs the shit out of you. I know we've talked about it. So
Oh yeah, I called
that's not-
somebody out a while back on that, man, because it was directly from other stuff, man.
It wasn't.
I called him on it. I
tell
got
you, it wasn't
blocked
me. I
and
don't care what you
everything.
say. It wasn't me.
No,
A couple of us have-
This was a while back. This is probably
Yeah,
3 years ago.
a couple of us recently have called someone out that we probably all know, and they went on a blocking spree and blocked a lot of us.
Yeah,
And-
I've gone to several conventions and I've seen those individuals. And just because this art is before you were born doesn't mean nobody knows it.
Yeah.
I literally
I'm
went to
not
one
talking about-
guy
I'm talking about-
thinking,
some of these
that's
guys are
from Luis
balls.
Garcia
man.
Lopez. That's from Batman versus Hulk. This is from Green Lantern 100.
So-
I mean,
some of
literally,
these guys are
I could
some of-
see all of it and recognize.
some
I'm
of
like,
these
what are
guys-
you doing?
some of these guys are
Man, that's
ballsy.
the fucking Mona Lisa.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, that's what it is. Some of these guys are ballsy, and they're doing stuff that's modern. Some of these guys are stupid and ballsy, or stupid or ballsy, whichever, and they're just going to Google and taking the third image off
Mhm.
Google. Okay, like literally.
Or
They're-
DeviantArt. They used to do
But
with DeviantArt
do
a
you
lot.
know the Mona Lisa is only like this big?
And she's behind like 80 feet of glass right now.
No. But did y'all know that?
Yeah.
It's only
Yeah,
like-
it's not that large.
It's
No.
not large. I thought it was humongous. I
Yeah.
never knew that it was a small. But I'm going back to the black and white. More black, the dominator. To me, the dominant. The features and everything stands out more.
Yeah, it pops. Absolutely. I agree 100%.
So I
Okay.
don't know. I'm not saying that's perfect. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's the best drawing. I'm just saying really dark
It's a nice
features
drawing,
sometimes
yeah.
stands
Yeah,
out.
it is.
Thank you. I really appreciate this. I drew that over the weekend because that is a Travis, or not Travis. Oh, sorry. Luke Stone's. Luke Stone's drawing of his character. He has like lava powers, lava arms and stuff. So I recreated the lava arms a little different than what he does. So I kind of drew that as an inspiring drawing for him. And then he actually asked me to do a cover because he did a cover for Return to Cinder #1. So I owe him a cover. So I'm going to do him a cover, but that was a special drawing I did because it inspired me to do that. That is a freebie I'm going to give him for
Nice.
his character. And again, I'm still going to give him a freebie because he drew something for me, but I'm going to redraw him another drawing. So I'm kind of doubling up what he did for me, for him. You know?
Oh, so you can be the nicest guy at the party. Is that what you're doing?
Is that what I was doing? I thought I was just being
Yeah, he's writing
me.
his
I thought I
life.
was being David. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought I was being David. Sorry. I got inspired and drew something that I thought he would like. So, yeah. So I could be the nicest guy at the party. That's I didn't know it that way. But to me, I was trying to. I loved his character, and his character was so cool that I was like, man, that'd be so cool if I did it like this. But I didn't know if he would enjoy that way. So I said, I drew this, and then I would draw your character your way you draw it. And, it was my way of doing something different and getting away with it. I don't know. I was trying to be greedy, I guess. Not trying to be.
No, I think that Dave, when you do something like that, you're reimagining even like a slight part of the concept. I think it furthers the project, even in a small way. Sometimes, even if it's something that somebody's like, "Oh, I'm going to use that from now on," it adds to it. It adds to the zeitgeist of everything surrounding that creation. So I didn't think you made a misstep.
Yeah, and again, luckily I got it. That is so cool from him.
Yeah.
I did.
Right. Yeah. No, it looks good.
Yeah, and I didn't know what to think because I did all the black I did all the black up there. I wanted to show the arms glowed, and it was kind of
Well,
as an art, guys know as an artist, it's kind of questionable of what you're doing. You don't know if they're going to like it or not when you draw it, so.
I make them like it.
Yeah, well, I could, but.
You don't know you're going to like this, but I'm going to make you like it.
You're going to like it, or I'm going to.
What did I walk back in on? Jesus, no. Easy. Okay, so we're going to review for a quick second. So we're hoping end of summer, Return to Sender 2. We're also hoping that within the next few little bits, Javier, if you got to go, brother, I know you got kids and stuff. You're gravy, bro. Do your thing. It's all gravy. We understand. I was going to start to wind us down a little bit in a minute anyway.
No, Javier, you can't go. You got to stay with us. You
fulfillment. Before you go,
3 o'clock.
David, give me 2 seconds. No, I'm not. That's not happening either. I'm kind of shutting this down too. I have football tomorrow, and I got to leave early. So sorry.
Football.
No football. Phil, stop that. Javier, the second before you go out the door, let me know so I can let you give you a chance to plug everything that's going on and your socials. But like I said, Return to Sender 2. Hopefully, the Kickstarter will launch end of summer, beginning of fall, but we'll see. That's tentative. Still working on some stuff. We got to give David a little breaky poo. But fulfillment for Naked Cannibal Campers will be soon. That's happening very soon. Things are being finished and things are being printed. Don't worry, folks. It's happening.
It's coming.
It's happening. It's happening. It's there. No one's forgotten you. It's happening. Luckily, some folks did get a taste because I did get the watercolor print out to a bunch of people. So we got that going on.
Thank you.
Made sure we fulfilled on that. I figured that would be a good thing to get out as fast as possible since I was doing it all myself. All right.
Nice.
Javier, I know you're out the door. Where can we find you on the interwebs, sir? And what's next besides all the covers that David said you're going to do?
All right. Well, you can find me under that keyword, JLugo Art, on Facebook and Twitter, and on Tumblr, and on, what's the other one? DeviantArt, and Instagram, of course. And my next project is this one, American Eagle. I co-own the character. I didn't write the story. I am drawing it, but that's my next project. I got 44 pages to do on that. I already did all the layouts, so now it's time to pencil. And somebody else is going to ink it, so that means I'm going to get it done even faster, which is fantastic. And right now, I'm drawing some stuff for...
Did you say stuff or snuff? Because if you're talking about snuff, then we can't do that.
Yeah,
we can't have that here.
That's later. But, all right. But yeah, I'm doing some artwork for May the 4th. Ray Park is going to be in Clearwater on May the 4th. So I'm going to make some special art for him to sign. And that's my big push right now for people who like my art. That's what I'm doing. I'm giving him a chance to get something autographed by him. So I'm doing some sketches. I'm actually doing sketch covers.
It's actually a hook I do. That's a hook. That's a hook I do sometimes at cons if I know ahead of time. Oh, like, okay, the perfect example. Oh, CM Punk is going to be here at that show you're going to be at. Cool. I did a CM Punk drawing. I made a couple limited prints. He got the original, and people took the prints and they went. My buddy actually, same show, did prints of Enzo Amore because he did a painting of Enzo Amore. Gave him the original. Enzo's agent bought out his prints so he could have Enzo sign them for people and sell them himself.
Nice.
Yeah,
which is a nice way to spread the love.
Right, but that's actually the goal when you're trying to do that. It's like, yeah, I got more of these if you want, and then try to, and then you hook the in on being, I can be your artist. I can.
Sure. Well, hey, I can dream.
I could be to you. I could be the way to you the way Javier is to David Summey. So
all I'm thinking is I'm gonna meet a guy that knows George Lucas. That's about as close to my idols as I can get. I mean, come on.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. It is pretty cool, man. Listen, when that movie came out that Halloween, I had the same haircut. I had no makeup for Halloween. I went to my niece's house, I used her black and red makeup and lipstick, and guess who I showed up as?
My Little
Darth
Pony.
Maul.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Darth Maul, bro. I didn't
Sorry.
have the horns, but everything else was accurate. Because I'm an artist. I did all the little things and the things. I still have a photo of it. It's like the best thing I've ever done on
So
a
how
Halloween with my
meticulous
niece.
was that
Nice.
design?
Love it.
He's got to go, Phil.
Listen.
Stop making him talk.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ, Phil. You come here and you
It
ruin.
was
This isn't Alcatraz. You can't
epic.
do that shit here.
It was epic, Phil. You know what? I'll post the photo. Now that my niece is grown
There you
up,
go.
I'll post the photo.
There you
You'll
go.
see it.
Yes.
But gentlemen,
Love to see it.
thank you for having me on.
Thank you, Javier.
You do something I can't do, which is be entertaining and do technical stuff at the same time. Thank you. David, I'm with you, brother. Vincent, great artist, such a good designer. So impressed with your work. Viral,
Thank
you do something that I can never do unless I
Hey,
spend as
amen.
many hours as you
Yeah,
did. So
amen.
thank you for bringing that to the table. Phil, I draw black and white. What you
Amen.
do is magic to me. Crap, I can't do what I do successfully without all of you. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Everybody have a great night. Enjoy your weekend. God bless. And
Javier,
I need a hug. Yes,
thank you, brother. I really appreciate it. I really do.
you're welcome. You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
All
Good
right,
night.
let's eat hamburgers. Good night, guys.
Yeah, good night, brother.
Ooh.
And I would apologize to all the vegans, but no, I'm not. Just thank you,
Well,
Javier. As we're winding down,
good night, guys.
Mr. McDavid, where can we find you on the interwebs, and what are you up to next?
Well, what I'm up to next is pretty much return to sender, more stuff with Naked Cannibal Campers, all that type of fun stuff. Uh, I'm putting it out there for artists as well that if they would like me to do some of those motion covers for them, I'm gonna start doing that as well.
You're gonna talk about
Okay. And then pretty much they can find me either on Facebook. I do have a website as well that I'm gonna start promoting more. So
that. All right. Thank you,
I
sir.
got.
Now we're gonna go to Vincent. Vincent, where your social media? Thank you, Warren. Appreciate you. Mr. Vincent, where can we find you? And I know we pretty much know that Return to Sender is next, but what else? Do you have any other stuff in the pipeline?
Not really right now. It's just kind of a slow burn, and as far as promoting myself in social media, I'm kind of a novice at this stuff, and
Learning as you go is the best way.
pretty much. So if you want to contact me, I'll be out in my yard mowing later this week. So
I got to do that Sunday.
yeah.
Oh
It's
God,
bad.
don't remind me, guys.
It's
So,
bad. It's so bad.
One of the things I do want to get jumping on is setting up I contacted somebody for this, making the RMD Comics website.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that
I think between McDavid, Phil, and myself, we might know some people. I actually live next door to somebody who might be able to help you with that. So give me a day or two to talk to my sister and see if she can help you out with that, because she's very talented, or at the very least knows people. So,
Okay.
but while I have the two again, Vincent and David, thank you guys so much for everything. I really appreciate it. But I did want to tell you guys that I really appreciate it. I'm always here for whatever you guys. If you guys, hey, look, we got to, like, if you want to do a return to sender stream, I have no problem with that. That'll be a lot of fun as far as I'm concerned. And like I
Okay.
said, and McDavid, you as well. Doors always open for you guys. I really appreciate that. It means a lot. It just all that good stuff. And whatever. If you ever have any questions about anything, like how does that Instagram work, or how does either I can help or I'll get the answer. So
Cool.
'cause I have nothing better to
Appreciate
do.
it.
And David, I know kind of the same thing. Return to sender and a little bit of a vacation is what you're on right now, and then finishing up fulfillment for Naked Cannibals. Yeah.
Yep.
So where can everybody find you, my good sir?
It's not going to be. Again, it's not going to be a vacation because we still got to send everything out. As soon as we print, which is about a week and a half, we're going to be printing. As soon as we print, we're going to be mailing everything. We're going to be doing everything. So it's.
You're ready to go. You just got to print.
Yeah, it gives us time to breathe.
Yeah. Amen.
Yeah. Not saying that I'm going to do this again. This is Return to Cinder 2 cover, one of the covers.
Look, before you know it, you'll be on your 20th Kickstarter making millions of dollars, and it'll be great.
So it's there. We are going for it. Return to Cinder's next. Naked Cannibal Camper's next. We're trying to make it all in this year. I want to have Return to Cinder done and Naked Cannibal Campers 2 done. You know, both number 2 done by the end of the year. And mailing them off and letting everybody enjoy it. Hopefully, more than that.
And begging for more.
That's it. That's it. I know he was late to the party because he was at Comics Cast, and he's not partying at all tomorrow because he's going to be in Alcatraz. But that's okay, Mr. Phil Leon. Where can everybody find you, bro?
Everybody can find me on Facebook at Phil Leon, social media, any social media, or other site at Phil Leon or Philman X. Got lots of stuff, good stuff going on. White Devil from Silverline coming up. Just wrapped up a cover and some editing for Greed for Cowabunga Comics with did a cover with Rich Parada that was fun. Just got done with that cover for Naked Cannibal Campers, which was great. I love working on Naked Cannibal Campers.
Yeah, thank you.
That sounded dirty, but awesome at the same time.
Never change. Never
but
change.
Yeah, that's about where you can find me at, man.
That's how I feel
just staying busy.
Staying busy. That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I'm going to wrap this up by saying, first off,
wrap it up. Are we going to go to your friends? We're going to jump into your
No, Rebel. That was actually one of the things I was talking about. I was going to talk about in my wrap up. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody that supported me during my time. I'm not going to bring anything down, but I really appreciate you. I can't repay anybody for it, but I appreciate you. And to those of you local to me out here on Long Island, always know that if you need a refrigerator moved or if you got a flat tire, call me first because I'm not saying no to anybody, unless I'm busy with company. Anyway, however, I will say that we were going to raid the Rebel Comics Twitch, but it seems that we have outlasted all the other streams that were in our circle. We all started around the same time, but and that's kind of a me thing. I don't. Some people want to go shorter and stuff, but I figure with something that's kind of the point of if you've been onto the Twitch with my Twitch, you'll notice that whether we're drawing or hanging out, if we're on a roll, if we're on a vibe, if we got some energy going, I'm not saying, well, it's been 2 hours, we have to go now. No. I mean, that last Cannibal Camper, we went almost 5-6 hours.
Oh yeah.
So okay, we went almost 5-6 hours
here, man.
That's I feel like you're closing too early.
No, I have football tomorrow, and I need all my energy for football tomorrow, especially, like I said, Pfizer's kicking my ass. Look forward for this, Phil. Pfizer's kicking my ass.
My wife is going through the same thing. She just had her first shot. And
so it's the first.
Yep, I got mine yesterday.
Second one's worse.
Hit me a little bit this afternoon, man.
Coffee and a hot shower, I'm telling you. But anyway, again, everybody.
All y'all are wussies.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all.
Peat is always so gracious, has us all on here. He's such a good guy, man.
I appreciate it.
Give it up
but I want
Peat, man.
The first thing I want to say is, Chet, thanks you for 3 months subscription. Warren, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for being on. Everybody else who was in the comments, hey, I haven't said it all show, and I haven't forgotten you guys. All the lurkers and the bots that were in my chat and in there, I appreciate you guys so much. You helped drive my numbers, so I appreciate that. Everybody who is just watching, not signing in and watching, I appreciate that. But do yourselves a favor. Make an account, hit that follow button. You want to be a part of this. We're just growing. Phil will tell you, because Phil's been here with me since day one. The Twitch channel is just growing, and it's growing organically. I'm not trying to get 1 million followers tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
If I get 2 or 3 tomorrow and 3 or 4 next week, cool. This is a place where you can come, hang out. I draw. You can draw too. David, if you want to come in. Vince, if you want to come in and draw. David, if you want to come in and draw. Phil, if you want to come in and color with your crayons. Obviously, the door is always open for you guys. Javier Q, if he's out there again, still listening. Rodney Fikart, everybody who was watching us from Rodney Fikart, he was hosting us. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Those of you who are coming over, who came over when Rebel Gaming on Twitch stopped and are watching us through that stream, thank you guys very much. Everybody who watched, everybody who's going to watch this replay, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. You guys mean a lot to me. We will do another Naked Cannibal Campers, or maybe we'll do a Return to Sender
I got one thing to say.
stream.
One more.
See,
I'm sorry you're.
I got time. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I know you're closing it. I want to do not next week, but the weekend after. Let's do a drawing. That'll be my second drawing live.
Well, here's the thing. That's where I was going to get into this. This is, and it might be a little better for your work schedule as well. I'm going this week. Then this is what I wanted to end everything with. This week, I'm going to be going back to my normal Twitch schedule because it's what everything needs to go. A little bit of normalcy needs to come back into my life. So Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturdays I start at 8 p.m. Eastern time. I jump on. I don't have any handy, but I usually start by doing some postal label drawings. You guys have seen those. Those have been fun. I know, Phil, you've seen them. You've seen me screwing around with those. Like right now, I want to get back because since everything happened, I kind of stopped. And I actually got to catch up on a few episodes. I've been doing the My Hero Academia slaps. So I've been doing, what the hell? Why didn't that work? The buttons don't work. I've been doing these little guys. Man, you can't see. Boom.
Nice.
Just fun little.
Can't
Once you get the glare off these. There it is.
Oh, that's cool. Nice.
If I get it behind my head. There you go.
Oh, that didn't work.
There it is.
There you go. Right there. All right.
Outside of the glare.
Nice.
This one's my favorite.
Okay.
She's just mad. Deku's doing something stupid, and she's just mad at him.
Loves your work. My daughter
But
loves your work.
I have a trillion of these things. I have.
You got to do one more Naked Cannibal Camper, so.
Yeah, no, I'm on. We're going to work on it, but I got a million of these things. We're going to do a million more. It's going to be a lot of. What'd you say?
That's badass. Your drawings.
Yeah, no, we try. We're going to do a whole bunch of other stuff. Plus, this is where you're going to get some. What's happening now that shows are coming back a little bit, and I'm doing some markets starting in May. There's going to be some Twitch follower exclusives for when you see me at a market. If you follow me on Twitch, you're going to get some exclusives that you can pick up at a market, at a show where I'm going to be at. And we're going to talk about those things later. Yes, folks, that's marketing. But thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Once again, like I said, there'll be more. Anytime there's Naked Cannibal Camper news, you're going to find it here. I'm going to get it to you. I'm going to get you guys all the Return to Sender news that you're going to need. I promise we will do a Return to Sender stream. So, David, we'll talk Sunday or Monday about when we can get you on a stream.
Yep.
And like I said, I stream all those days. And look, Phil will even tell you, I know I set Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday are my set days, but I've definitely streamed. I streamed 14 days straight because I just like it. Yeah. And a couple of them went 3, 4, 5 hours of just drawing, and people came in and out, and that's how we do it. It's really, it's not black tie. It's really come as you are, do your thing, draw what you want, have fun, have a good time. Hey, you got something to promote? You got something to talk about? Cool, talk about it. Tell them what you're doing. And I just want to have. It's like my house. I want to have people over, have a good time, talk about stuff, and enjoy ourselves. So once again, everybody, thank you all so much for hanging out. I appreciate you. Next stream will be Monday at 8 p.m. Hope to see you then. I'm going to post a video, and thanks, everybody. Have a great night.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Have a good night.
Hey, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.